What's going on, guys? Man, oh man, oh man. Huh. On Sunset Boulevard, with the city of angels singing on. Maybe this is just a dream, and maybe we're still asleep. But I will miss you when I'm gone. Flickers of the cannon fire, its hands raised like a gospel choir. If we live forever, let us live forever tonight. Helicopters against the moonlight, our holy mother of the midnight. And if we live forever, let us live forever tonight. What's going on, family? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We back in here like we never left, bro. Welcome to the No Excuses Podcast, man. I'm your host, Phoenix Dukes. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own 7 businesses. I employ 10 people. My goal on this channel is to give you the information that you need in order for you to retire a millionaire within the United States. And in order to do that, there's some things that you need to know. Okay? First things first. That's healed, huh? First things first. Become a valuable person. And that is the phase of the channel that we're in right now. The first phase was personal accountability, but that's gonna be, we're gonna stack that on into every single phase. But right now, we're in the phase of becoming a valuable person. Okay. This motherfucker said roll tide. Get the fuck out. We won today, by the way. We just did. It's a great game. Anywho, so becoming a valuable person. That's step number 1, right? A lot of the problems that people are having in the country right now are due to the fact that they are not valuable individuals within the society. They think they are, but they are not. And that goes into the conversation that we're having about the government shutdown. Okay? The government shutdown. All right? Now, what happens every single time the government shuts down? What happens? People panic, right? People panic every single time the government shuts down. It's like clockwork. Like clockwork, bro. People panic. And that panic says more about the individual, to me. That panic says more about the individual than it does about the government or it does about Congress, right? You see, the shutdown is not the problem. Okay? The shutdown is not the problem. All right? Hello? What the hell? Anywho, yeah, so the shutdown, it's not the problem. All right? The problem is in the mirror. It shows you well, what it's showing you is how fragile your life really is. How fragile it really is when your paycheck, your bills, your next meal, right? And your peace of mind, right? All depend on a system that you don't control. Okay? And within your life, all of this stuff is dependent on a system that you yourself cannot control. Period. You built your entire life around a job that stops paying people when Washington stops cutting checks. You don't own anything, you don't produce anything, you just wait. You wait for a system that's already proven it doesn't care whether or not you eat or not. But you know who doesn't panic during shutdowns? You know who doesn't panic during shutdowns? Business owners typically don't panic during shutdowns. Investors, contractors, people that have skills that are so valuable that no politician can cancel their income. When you own your skill set, you own like when you own your business, when you've got income streams, the government can shut down and your life keeps on moving, right? The shutdown doesn't ruin your life. It didn't ruin you. It exposes the dependencies that you have. That's what it does. It exposes the dependencies. All these people crying about the government shutdown and all this other bullshit. Most of these guys, the government shutdown doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them whatsoever. They're just complaining to complain. That is what they're doing. They're just complaining to complain, bro. What it's doing is exposing the amount of faith that you put inside of the politicians instead of putting that faith into yourself. You got people that are acting like their entire destiny is trapped behind some federal paycheck that some imaginary person in the office is just sitting in writing their name on, right? You can't blame the government for that. I would think that would be a you problem, right? The wealthy don't panic during shutdowns. They've already built their own economy. I'm going to say that again. The wealthy people don't panic during shutdowns because they've already built their own economy. 80% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. You're still living paycheck to paycheck because you, instead of creating your own economy, you've built your life around comfort instead of the control, right? So we got to focus on the control. So I wanted to make that clear. If one announcement from DC can destroy your finances, you're not free. You're an employee of a system. And don't get it twisted, man. This it's not about politics. It's not about politics in any way, shape, or form. It's about power at the end of the day. Every time there's a shutdown, people start crying on the news. Well, how are people going to feed their family? And I'm going to talk about food stamps. I'm going to talk about that. Trust me. How am I going to feed my family? Right? The same way everyone else does, work, create, own something. That's how you're going to feed your family. The difference is that I think most people never really took the time to build anything because they're waiting for the government to fix what they should have fixed years ago. So don't tell me the government shutdown ruined your life, right? Tell me the reason why you didn't build something that couldn't be shut down. Listen to me. Listen to me. Why didn't you build something that can be shut down? Think about it. What is the reason? Why? You got Netflix, DoorDash, Prime subscriptions, no savings, no investments, no side hustle, no real estate, no business. You guys aren't even opening up accounts so that your kids can live a better life than you did. Y'all don't even y'all I can't even get y'all to do that. So people want that financial security. That financial security is not in DC. That financial security is in work ethic. Okay? That's where it is. It's in work ethic. You want stability? Stability is not a paycheck. It's the assets that you own. And I think one of the fundamental financial literacy platform, the fundamental financial literacy topics that we need to hammer on this damn channel is the difference between having assets and having liabilities. Because you guys psych yourselves out of this shit daily. Oh well, my Porsche's an asset because I can get an opportunity off of it. No. Oh well, you live in an apartment and I have a house, so your house isn't producing an income for you. It's a liability. you're spending more on that liability than I'm spending on this liability. I pay $650 for rent. My money is going into the assets that I need in order to give my family a life that you're not going to live because you're not willing to do the things that need to be done. You're willing to run your jaws and make excuses every step of the way, though, which I find, you know, quite funny, actually. Right? I find that quite interesting. You gotta build a life that the government can't pause, man. If you want freedom, you gotta build a life that the government can't pause. Studying. How are you, man?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, bro. How old are you? What do you do for a living?
34. Actually, I talked to you a couple months ago. You helped me make a business plan for a transportation company.
Okay.
I ended up starting that model. I'm going through drivers now. I already went through one driver because I'm not going to drive. I appreciate it. I just came up here to say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, how's everything going? Are you following the business plan?
Yeah. No, I made a different business plan. I went with a used truck. I'm renting the trailer from MTEX.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, it's not
Have you
bad.
started getting contracts?
Um, no, because I only had one load.
Okay. Well, have you got your
That's why
SAM
I
number?
went
Have you
on
got your
and got
SAM
the.
number yet?
Go ahead. You said
Ha-
what?
Have you got your SAM number yet?
No,
Okay, we need
no,
to get a we need to hop on another call, man, so that I can talk to you about the are you bonded?
no. I'm
Okay.
not using. That's why I'm not using. I hired somebody that
No,
has a
I
CDL
I
and he has
understand.
these
What
authorities
I'm
and
saying,
everything.
what I'm talking about is contracts, right? So I'm asking you
Uh
whether or
huh.
not you're bonded because I wanted to like we need to hop on another we need to hop on a call so that I can talk to you about getting bonded so that you can get these SAM numbers and start applying for these government contracts that are paying out big money. And what you'll do, like obviously, if you get a $4 million contract, you might not have the number of trucks in order to fulfill that contract, right?
Uh huh.
So what you do is you take that contract and you get a loan out from the bank against that federal contract, and the bank will give you the money to fulfill the equipment that you need in order to fulfill that contract. You see what I'm saying? Look, we need to talk to you about that. I need to talk to you
That'd
about
be
that for sure.
fire. That sounds like what, like a DSCR, like a debt
No,
service.
it's so like it's kind of like when a bank gives out loans on your accounts receivable in your business. It's kind of like that,
Okay.
but there's a little bit more intricate details that go into it when it comes to federal contracts. But federal contracts are a little bit more favored because of the security of the federal government giving you a contract. The bank understands that the government is going to pay you, basically, right?
Yeah,
So it's
that's
kind
very
of like them
true.
giving you a contract off of your accounts receivable in your business, but it's not quite the same. But we got to get you bonded first and get that out of the way, that structure. We need to get that structure out of the way. And then once we get you bonded, we'll redo your business plan to get you set up for the government contracts. And then I'll just walk you through like how you can get your SAM number and start applying for contracts on sam.gov. Okay. And then,
That's all.
then I'll get you in touch with the person that works at sam.gov so she can show you how to bid for these contracts. Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're running it though. Congratulations, man. I definitely wish you the best. Sweet Melissa, how you doing?
Thank you, man.
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm all right.
Well,
How old
I
are you? What do you
I
do
got
for a
on here
living?
because of your tag.
Yeah,
I
no,
got
go
on here
ahead.
because of your tag, but y'all just gave me a ton of information. I too am a transportation company in the fourth year of business, and
Awesome.
so thank you, sir. God must have meant me to be here on purpose.
He's got a reason for everything, I guess.
Amen, amen. But I jumped in because of your tagline. I really just more power to you. First of all, on the tagline, we've all been, not all, like I'm not dependent on the government, but like a lot of people have become really dependent on the government, and I think COVID really set that up, right? I think COVID really started that process to deepen, and widen the users of free funds. And I think it desensitized us. A lot of people in society have become desensitized. So I think that the reason the impact is going to be great is because we got to recenter and reset, right, back to sovereignty, which is managing your own food supply, right, as much as possible, making sure that you can, I don't know about y'all, but I'm in the midst of creating a space where my children all have homes, and we're farming together, hydroponics, and we're creating a supply chain, and to do that, we all work together. I'm not about killing chickens, but my boys can do that, right? I'm not about making bread, but my daughter is. So I think the thing that really I think is great to talk about is, for everybody that's in fear, how do we take that fear and transition it into actionable steps where we can just admit, like, whoa, we've become dependent. We need to make change. How do we make change? Take care of our family, take care of our community. For everybody this
Well,
year,
I mean,
I'm
what we're
going to
talking
start.
about when we're talking about value, right? Like, I believe that the fundamental aspect of making change, right, within
Yes.
an individual's life is becoming more valuable. Whether now you've taken the steps in order to become more valuable to your family, right?
Hmm.
And then I'm talking about people not only becoming more valuable to their family like you're
I
doing, but
said I'm
people
about to
becoming more
embarrass you.
valuable to the marketplace. You see what I'm saying?
Amen. And that's where my transportation business came in 4 years ago. So I literally took $20,000, invested in a truck and trailer, and I'm 4 years into building a moving company with my boys in Arizona. And it's been the best ride of our life. I mean, has it been easy? Family owned businesses, tough, 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 tough,
And
but
you
we did
still
it.
rely on the government.
I don't rely on the government
What
at
happens
all.
when somebody wants to steal your vehicles? Who are you gonna call?
My
I'm not
insurance
calling the
company.
cops.
And who
No,
enforces
no, no. I'm
insurance
not. I'm not.
policies?
No. So twofold on that. We all avoid insurance companies, right? We don't want to do that. But I
Either
mean, if
way,
I had to, I mean, of course, right? Like that's a thing. Yeah, I ain't gonna.
who do you call to find your stuff if it's stolen?
Who avoids insurance?
Yeah,
I avoid
I
insurance.
was with
It
you until
raises
you
our
said
rates.
that. I don't ever avoid insurance. I'm
Well,
going straight to
what he
sleep.
asked was though what James was asking was who do you call when when somebody's like if somebody takes your stuff, and the answer he's looking for is you call the police and you make a police report, and that's paid for by your state government.
I can
Wow,
understand where he's coming from, but I gotta
y'all
be
all
honest. In
everybody
Arizona,
relies
we
on the
don't call the
government.
police in Arizona. We have people that will look out for each other. If you're in
And
a
I'm not,
business.
but I'm
I
not
just think
saying.
Can I
she
ask
thinks
her
it's
another
just a
question?
black and white world. Like
Can
I
I
think
ask her
she
another
just
question?
Hold on one
What
second. Hold on one
who
second, James,
maintains
because
the
I want to make
streets
sure
the
that we
vehicles
maintain.
drive on?
Hold on one second, bro. I want to make sure that we're talking
Here
one
we
at a
go.
time so that we can actually hear each other. But when we're talking about it, when I say it exposes how dependent you actually are, right?
Mhm.
We all understand that we pay taxes to the government for roads. We all understand we pay taxes to the government for, so for services, public services and stuff like that. We get that, right? But
Okay,
I'm not saying nobody is dependent on the government in order to do their job. State government's one thing,
okay.
federal government is another thing. But when you're talking
It's
about the
not.
things that you think are no, they it is state government, federal
It's
government
not.
are two
Do
separate
you have an
things.
interstate highway in your state?
Yes, but state
Why
government
does
and
that
federal
exist?
government are two separate things. You would agree
Why
with
does the
that, right?
interstate highway exist?
I'll answer your question when you answer mine.
There's two different entities, completely different
Yeah, we
entities.
know that
It's not
already, but I'm
nothing to
No,
do.
no,
still
One
no, no.
asking.
is the
I
same.
didn't know you knew that because you said it wasn't. So now that's why I'm trying to make sure
I
that we're
never
having a good
said that. You're lying.
No, no, no. When I said state government and federal government are two separate things, you said it's not. Unless you were talking about
I
something
never
else.
said that.
You didn't say that.
No, I said it's not. I said
Okay?
it's not different the way you rely on the government than the way other people rely on the government in other ways. So the fact that you
Okay.
travel interstate highway is thanks to the federal government specifically designing a project for interstate highways to exist. You
Uh-huh.
being able to fly on an airplane to go to your business trips and business meetings is because the FAA makes sure your flights are
Right.
safe. You rely on the government. What do you think you do? So you need to stop talking down to people that rely on the government
Wait, wait, wait.
for
Talking down
sustenance.
on people. I don't understand where you're getting at in this conversation.
Because you're trying to say like, oh, like the government shutdown exposes how dependent you are on the government. Like
Right.
people are like like they deserve to have their social services taken away from them. Like the shit funny. It's not.
No, I didn't say that. That's why I was trying to understand why you're
And I
so
say that
upset.
as somebody with a good job and everything. It's not funny.
It doesn't matter if you have that's not what I'm saying. Did you
Uh
hear
huh.
me?
And I'm telling you, like as somebody that makes a decent amount of money, it's
Okay,
not funny.
I don't know if you're hearing me. That's not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
Thank you for asking the question. What I'm saying is there are different things that people do depend on the government for. When it comes to
Everybody.
foods, when it comes to food stamps, right? when it comes to like because let's keep in mind, right, everybody, we all pay taxes and that stuff goes into the social programs that people need within the country, right, for the people that need it. Like
Uh-huh.
that's what that money goes to. And I've yet to meet somebody that thinks that we should just get rid of all social programs. It's probably because I don't hang around a bunch of idiots. But anyway, what I'm trying to get through is when I say it exposes how dependent you actually are, when I'm saying that, when it comes to the things like food, when it comes to the things like, well,
What
the
about the
government
old
shut,
people
the
not getting their
government
social
shut.
security?
I'm sorry.
What about the old people not getting their social security checks? These people worked all their lives till they were 65. They followed the rules, but now they aren't going to get their
Yeah,
social
yeah,
security
but
check.
what is?
Do you
But
think they
okay, so
deserve that?
that's a good point. Yeah, Social Security is not retirement.
So they deserve poverty for
No,
being
Social
old.
Security is not retirement. Social
Like
Security payments is a poverty wage.
like if I'm 72
Poverty
years
wage is
old
crazy.
and my back doesn't work and I live in a senior living facility because I have like
What were
back
you
problems
doing?
and
What were you
can't
doing when
work
your back
anymore,
was
you're
working? Were you
saying that
putting money
those
away?
people, so they have to put money away.
Well, yeah, so they have to invest their money into the right account so that their money can grow over time. So when they do get to be 74, they're actually retiring, with
Or the
enough.
government can just pay them because they worked their
Well, they
whole
do.
life.
Well, Social Security isn't retirement. How much do you think people are getting on Social Security a month? It's like
It
$2,000.
doesn't matter
Not even.
No, no, no.
when
You
you're
can't say it
Like
obfuscating.
doesn't.
fifteen
You
hundred
Hold
can't
on,
dollars
say that it
for
doesn't matter, man.
because you're
Like
obfuscating.
you,
That's why
but
I
what
cut
I'm
you
maybe
off.
you're not listening. You should
You're
still
trying to
be
change the
able to
subject.
retire without getting a Social Security check.
Yeah, you're
Okay?
changing the subject.
No, I'm not changing the
No,
subject. I'm
because
talking about
every
Social
job does not
Security,
offer
just like you
every
are.
job. See, for instance, my job has a 401k. I understand
Fantastic.
every job does not offer a retirement fund.
No, no,
So
You
no,
if
don't
you
no, no,
work
have
no,
at
a
no, no. You don't have
401k?
to.
401k,
You don't
it
have
might
to. And
not
I
be
want to
their
touch.
fault.
I want to touch on that. You're saying
Here
it's
we
not
Yeah.
go.
their fault. You're saying it's not their fault because their job might not offer a retirement fund. Okay, great. Your job does not have to offer a retirement fund. You can open a brokerage account and put that money inside of a brokerage
So
account.
you're making excuses for
you
poverty,
got to pay
No,
for that
no,
though,
no,
right?
no,
as
no. I'm so
always.
sorry. These aren't. No, you're making excuses. I'm giving you solutions to the
You're
problem.
making excuses
Hey,
for the
Wait, wait, wait.
system
so
No,
you
to
got
what?
to
I'm
pay for
grow.
that
sorry. What
brokerage
That's what you're
account,
excuse?
right?
doing,
What
bro.
excuse did I
Like
make? I'm
reverse
so
F. You're like a
confused.
reverse FDR, bro, a bootlicker
I
for
don't understand how
corporations.
this is bootlicking. I don't understand. I'm telling you that if your
Hey,
Because
job
instead of the
doesn't give you a
government, like it
401k,
does in every other country, doing its job and taking care of the citizens, you're advocating for micro
bro,
independence,
I
which
you
corporations
don't
love
think
because
taking
it's
care of
easier to
citizens is
exploit
telling
you.
them that they can open up a brokerage account if their company doesn't 401ks really
you
aren't
got to
that great, bro. They're really
you
not
got to
as
pay
good as
that
Our
people try to make
brokerage
it
401ks
seem.
account,
ain't
right?
that great.
Well, 401ks are not
Tell
better
me
than
that you're
Roth
not a corporate
IRAs.
bootlicker.
Bro, 401ks are not better than Roth IRAs. They're not better than
I
having a
never said
brokerage
that they were
account.
better, but they're still good.
They're good if your company matches on your 401k. If they don't, I
And
would tell
it
you don't
does. My
use it.
company does. Most companies do. Otherwise, they
No,
wouldn't
most
have it.
companies
Why the
don't.
why the fuck would a union vote in a 401k
Every
when the
company's not
company is
doesn't
not
have a
matching your
James. Every
contribution?
company doesn't have a
You never
union.
had a job before. That's what the fuck that tells me.
What are you talking about?
What
I've
in
never
the
had a
Like,
job.
really,
hell?
I don't
bro.
understand why
You
you're
never had
so,
a
bro.
job.
Why are
That's
you
what this
so
conversation
upset?
tells me.
What's the point in being so upset about this instead of just listening to each other
Because
and trying to find
you're
a
up here. Your
solution?
whole job is to justify poverty, and I keep seeing
Nobody's
you up here
justified
like once
poverty.
a
I'm
week,
so
bro, doing
confused
this
why
shit.
he's so upset.
Because you're up here trying to justify
What have
poverty
I
and
said
corporate
to justify
overreach.
poverty, bro? What have I
Poverty and
said?
corporate overreach.
What have I
You're
said to justify
advocating for
poverty?
toxic
Poverty, James.
independence.
What have I
You're
said?
advocating for toxic independence. I'm gonna tell you
Okay,
how.
yeah,
What you're
I'm so
advocating for,
confused.
yeah, you're advocating for toxic independence, which is easily more exploited by large corporations when a government is not protecting its citizens
Uh huh.
from lack of health care,
Uh huh.
poverty, or starvations.
Uh huh.
Corporations, as they're doing today, would exploit those loopholes, raise prices,
Mhm.
offer benefits to pay to go only, and you wind up in a situation where people don't have adequate health care. Some
Mhm.
people don't have health care at all. People
Right.
are food insecure, and people are old, can't work, but living in poverty. And you're
But
making
okay,
fucking excuses
but if
saying
we're
they should invest this,
old,
that, and
like so
other,
let's
when
try
the
to figure
government can
out
just afford to take care of that.
what we
But we
can.
don't because it's people
James,
like
are you
you.
trying? Do you want to have a conversation, or are you just yelling, bro? Like, can you listen to me for a second?
All right, go ahead, man.
All right. So what I'm trying to get through to you, bro, is if you're old, if you're 70 something and your back's broke and your back hurts or whatever, right? While you were working, you should have been putting money and investing money into specific things in order to have the assets you need to survive after a certain age where you stop
What if
working.
they lost all their money to something?
What if they
Hey,
did
do
what
you have the
now? I'm sorry?
PSP?
What if they
Do you
lost all
have
their money to something?
Like what? What would they lose all their money
Like
to?
surgery, healthcare,
Surgery?
or a constant healthcare. Let's say they have like a breathing apparatus or some shit.
Okay, let's say that, right? Let's say that let's say they had
Listen
money
to this
inside of a
nigga,
brokerage
bro.
account. I haven't said anything.
I'm sorry, white people. Listen to this nigga, bro. Listen to
I
this shit.
haven't even said anything. I'm so
Go ahead. You
confused.
about to justify people on breathing apparatuses
What do you
making
mean?
profit.
How am I
Go ahead.
justifying people
It
on dude?
sounds like my
You sound
students are
so upset. I understand that you're passionate about what you're talking about. I totally get it. But
Go ahead.
what
I'm
I'm
not gonna
trying to
say
get through, what I'm trying to get through to you is, let's say somebody did lose all their money inside of their brokerage account. Hasn't happened. I don't. That is not the situation that has happened with the stock market. It's up net 80%. But anywho, let's say that did happen, right? That's why you don't put all of your eggs into one basket. Okay. That is the reason why. Instead of putting all of your eggs into one basket, you diversify. That's why people diversify their portfolio. So if they lose all money in one area, they still have a nest egg in another. That nest egg, if you're older, should be in real estate. Ideally, it should be in real
Hey, man.
estate.
Hey, question. Well, how much money you think these people making to be trying to get a brokerage account, investing all this money in the stock market, bro? Like, you
Well,
act like you could just invest
most people
hold
make
on.
50K a year, man. But I mean,
Yeah, but
what I'm trying to get through is, right? I do believe that people need to have alternate sources of income, and I help people figure out alternate sources of income that they can use that don't use a whole bunch of time, but can give them an extra 10, 20, $30,000 a year that they can invest into those accounts. You
I
see
ain't
what I'm
gonna even
saying?
say that.
So I mean,
how much? How much? So if a person is making $50,000 and the rent is completely is always going up every year, taxes are going up, groceries are going up. Where the fuck are they finding this money to invest and afford in that brokerage person and have at least $1,500 to $5,000 to actually make some money off of their investment? People gonna be making $50, $100 here every fucking 3 months. How is that going to get somebody into retirement, bro? Y'all have these unrealistic fucking ideas. You talk about the individual Americans, but you ignore the billionaires who rely on the fucking federal government to even have their business fucking floating through subsidies, tax breaks. They got lobbyists running through the fucking Congress halls to negotiate different laws so they can lower their own price and lower the fucking price of the pay to workers. You like they allowing not Spanish, no, immigrants to come over here and leverage the minimum wage to keep it at 7.25. Like where are we getting all this money from when they are hoarding on us?
well,
I'm
so
so confused.
when a rich person makes more money, that does not mean that somebody else by definition gets more poor, right?
Listen,
Only if you're looking at net worth does that happen. And net worth is in liquid, okay? Net worth is in assets minus liabilities, okay? So you asked me a question. You asked me how people that are making $50,000 a year, how are they getting all this money to have a brokerage account and retire millionaires within the country? Well, I can tell you because this is all math, right? Because the United States is the easiest country in the world to become a millionaire by retirement. But we have to understand and know the knowledge about these things in order to implement them. Okay, let's say you're making
19.
$50,000 a year. You start putting money inside of a Roth IRA or a brokerage account at age 25. Okay, if you put $500 a month into a brokerage account at age 25. Okay, that's about $6,000 a year. So but if you got a 8% return, or let's say you got an 8% return on your money, by age 60, you'll have $1.5 million inside of your account.
Yeah, the 1940s call, no,
So
1920s call, it said that you're lying.
so
I
who
don't
so what
understand. Okay,
25-year
so
old has $500 extra a month to put away?
plenty of them,
Like this
dude.
is
They
what I
spend
mean.
these people spend that money on bullshit. They spend that money on eating out, drugs, like
Come
shoes,
on, man.
clothes.
They
They
Like
spend
don't.
that
what
money
They
on
don't.
all
They
that.
don't. They don't. Stop saying
Majority
that
of the
shit.
average
they
right
not
now, it says right here on the average right now, it's majority of people right now in America are hourly getting paid 15.87. Granted, you were kind of right. The majority, the average
I'm sorry, Kay. Kay,
minimum pay
hold on one
16.
second. Can you repeat what you said and just speak? Because it's I feel like you're trying to talk fast. Just talk normal because I can't
Oh,
understand what you're saying.
sorry, I do talk a little fast. My apologies. I'm just gonna read this off because I think we're just getting the ages a bit construed. As of October 18th, 2020, 2025, the average hourly pay for an American in the United States is 28.16 an hour. While Zep, sorry, I can't see that right now. Sorry, is seeing hourly wages as high as 66.11 and as low as 7.93. The majority of Americans' wages currently range between 15.87.25 to 32.93.
I'm not going to be able to respond to anything that you're saying because I can't understand what you're saying.
What she's
Oh, all
Yeah,
I'm
saying,
just
she
bringing
was
up is
just
just
giving an
the
average
hourly
of their
pay.
money.
That's all I'm
yeah.
just
Yeah,
bringing up.
Hey, can you look
and
up
Okay.
another graph for me?
Uh
Are
huh.
wages keeping up with productivity?
It
No.
doesn't, bro.
well,
Like, and this is
Oh,
that's
these
that was
Not?
gonna be
these
my
are
okay.
those
Can
question.
you type in the
talking.
comments what you want me to Google?
I I don't. But listen, bro. Like you were talking about billionaires hoarding wealth,
They are.
bro. That doesn't have. Okay, let's say they are. Does that mean
Yeah,
that
they
you
are.
yourself can't build wealth as well?
Who said
Dude,
that?
how do you think capitalism works, bro? They
You
need
gotta
an
have
underbelly
workers
that's
under
broke.
capitalism.
Okay.
Don't you need that?
What I asked was, do you think that because there are billionaires within the country that have a bunch of wealth, do you think that that means that you can't be wealthy as well?
Can everybody
Yeah,
become a billionaire?
That's not what I asked. I said
Business
you
owner? What?
individually. Do you think you can't become wealthy as well?
but this is not
Why
an
is this
individual.
about
This
me?
conversation about individuals, though, is it? It's about
My
it's about the
conversations
economy
are
and everybody else.
Because
always
this
about
is the
individuals because
problem.
I can't control what the billionaires do. I can't control what the
Yes, you
people in
can.
Congress do. I can't control what the
Yes, you
guy that works
can.
at Walmart does. Okay.
Hold on,
All
but
I can do is give them the best information possible to give them the best life that they need to live. Okay. That's all I can do.
You
So
can't
the
do shit about it.
billionaires, hold on. But so instead of complaining about something that those people are already fucking retired, they got the money, they don't give a fuck. Okay, instead of complaining about them, let me focus my energy on doing the things that I need to do in order to better my life. Let me focus on getting the money and becoming valuable within the marketplace so I can make more money, so that I can set up UTMAs for my kids, so I can make sure that if they want to go to college, they can. If they want to start a business, they can. They already have the money. Let me make sure that I'll go out here and instead of paying for a bunch of liabilities, I put my money into a bunch of assets that appreciate over time. Real
Okay,
estate,
so
the
literally,
stocks that
and
pay things that pay
depreciate.
dividends, royalties, starting businesses, right? Those are all
what
things
happens
that
when everybody start a
nobody
business?
can stop you from doing those things.
Can
So
100% of everybody start a business?
if you're are you asking me? Yes, I
Yeah,
believe
I'm
that
asking you.
everybody can have a business.
Who's going to
Hmm.
work there? You just really took my
You don't
approach.
have to have somebody that works there, man. It could be just you. I'm not saying that all of these businesses have to scale. All I'm saying is if as long as it puts an extra 10, 20, $30,000 a year in your pocket at the end of the year, I think that's a
So
win.
everybody,
With a
so
business and
everybody got
one
to work
person
two
working
jobs for the
there,
rest of their life.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. What?
I said everybody got to work two jobs for the rest of their life in order to, I guess, survive in America.
Well, I mean, the millionaires you're talking about have multiple streams of income.
So,
If you're not willing
so,
to do
so,
it, then you have to figure out something that's
those are
really
so,
lucrative
hold
in the
on.
beginning.
Majority
So
of
when a
them are
million,
inherent. Like,
No, no, y'all keep
exactly.
saying that. Most millionaires
Bro,
are
listen,
yes,
self-made.
they
They're
are
not.
because yes,
Okay,
they are.
Google it, bro.
hold on.
Stop playing.
Like,
Hold on. There's no
and there is
reason to
such a
get
low percentage
there
of
is zero
millionaires. Like,
reason
there's
to get
a
upset
percentage,
about
a
any of this
percentage of
stuff. None of it. There's
millionaires.
no reason to get
It
upset
is.
about it. Most
It is.
millionaires are not they're self-made, okay? They
No, they're
don't get
not.
inheritance money in order to
Yes, they
become
do.
millionaires.
Hold
They're
on, hold
okay,
on.
so
Let me
self-made
ask you
question.
a question.
millionaires.
So,
Hold on. Let me ask him something. Let me ask him something.
yeah, yeah.
So, if somebody is born, right, and they inherit, let's say it's like $400,000, right, versus a person that doesn't inherit shit, who has a better chance of becoming a millionaire?
The person that had
The
four
person
thousand
that it got
dollars.
inherited $400,000. What kind of
Okay,
question
then
is
what the
that?
fuck are you arguing with us about?
No, I'm dude. What that question was dumb. That has nothing to do with what we're
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
what? You doing this, man?
What did I just say? I said most millionaires are self-made. That's what
Bro,
I
be
said.
clear,
Okay, let me
man.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Original. What is a millionaire?
What is a millionaire? Somebody that has multiple millions.
No, no, no. What is a millionaire? What does millionaire mean?
He trying to get out of this.
I don't.
Oh, why aren't you asking me?
Someone with multiple millions, right? I
Well,
don't
I'm a
understand.
James. I kind of wanted to take it off of you because you seem irritated. So I just wanted to kind of let
Because
everybody
check this
participate
out.
in the
But that's
conversation. That's all.
but that's my point. My point is, the person that inherited $400,000 has a head
And I'm
start,
telling you that has nothing to do with me stating that most millionaires are self-made.
and that person with $400,000 becomes a millionaire. It can be self-made, but it's clearly
No, if
different.
they inherited $400,000, then it's not self-made by definition.
Yes, but from your definition, it is if they become a millionaire later
No, no, no. I'm
because
sorry,
they
no.
invested their money and all that other shit you were saying.
No, no, that's not people when
You
we
said
say
that.
self again. Original, you said a millionaire is somebody that has multiple millions. James, what
Yeah,
is a millionaire?
Somebody with multiple millions. If a person with $400,000 becomes a multimillionaire, they had a head start.
That is correct. We all have a race to run. We all don't start at the same point. I acknowledge that. That what you are incorrect about what a millionaire is. A millionaire is somebody that when you take all of their assets and you subtract their liabilities, it totals out to be over $1 million.
oh, I mean, you just said the same shit. You just
No,
kind
you
of
said
gave it the
somebody that
actual definition.
has multiple millions. That is not the same thing
Bro,
that I just said. Okay,
bro,
with definition, and that's not me trying to dish you. That's not me
no,
trying to
I'm
make you
not.
seem like you're stupid. That's just
Look,
me
I'm not
educating
taking you
you
with
on
that.
what the words mean. That's it.
It
Yeah,
doesn't mean
no,
anything because
I'm
it
not.
doesn't
Hold
take
on,
away
James.
from what I
I
said.
know
Yeah,
definitions don't mean
bro.
anything when you're heated like you
No, it
are. All you
doesn't
have to
mean
do is just
anything.
listen, bro. I
No,
don't
but
Hey,
understand
so
why
this
you're
is
so
why it doesn't mean
upset.
anything. It doesn't mean anything because you clearly just said the person with $400,000 gets a head start. So the
With four
definition,
hundred thousand dollars, yes, they will have a head start. Correct.
okay.
I don't understand why you're saying okay, man. That has nothing to do with me
But
saying
you're
that most
admitting
millionaires
that
are not self-made.
they inherited the wealth that gave them a head
Yes,
start.
that would mean they're not self-made. Correct.
And
so
that's
he's
how it
saying that
is
more.
most of the time.
No, that's not most of the. Okay, man.
Yes, it is.
I can't like this. These
Every
statistics are
billionaire,
already out.
millionaire,
These statistics are already out, bro. They're already out. What is the average? If that was the case, what is the average income of the millionaire in the United States?
who cares?
See, you keep saying who cares. I'm not saying that to you,
Because
man.
that's what
When you
you're
make a
saying.
point, I don't say who cares. I engage with your point because it's
Because you're
respectful
saying
within the
things that
context
are
of a conversation.
you're
Every time
saying
I
things
say
that
something,
are
you just say
irrelevant.
who cares because you don't want to answer. If you're not
Because
here
you're
to have a
saying
conversation or if you're not here to teach me something or if you're not here to listen to me, then don't be up here, bro.
you're
Who
saying
cares
things
is
that
just
are
not a it's not an
irrelevant
answer
to
to the
my point.
question.
You're saying things that are irrelevant to my point. Because
Everything I say is irrelevant to your point, man. All I
if
did was
I'm
ask you
saying
a
that certain
question.
people, if I'm saying that certain people have a head start, what does the wage of
That
that
is the way the
person
world works, man. Some people are going to have a head start. And the
so
head
it doesn't
start
mean
might
that
not
the
look
people
like what
that
you
didn't,
think it looks like. A head start might
right?
not be that their parents were able to give them $400,000 off rip. The head start might be that their parents both own businesses and they understand business more than the average person. So that person went into business knowing more about the industry than the person that didn't have parents that were in business.
If both of their parents,
That's not money. That's just information. So
if
everybody
both of their
starts at
parents
a
own
different point.
businesses,
We all start at
fine.
a different point, bro. That like you're trying to say that's unfair. That's the
If
way of the
both of their
world.
if both
So
of their
if you acknowledge
businesses
that
own,
everybody starts at a different point, then how can you blame people for not getting to a certain point in life
Because certain people
or
decide that
economically?
they don't want to do certain things to get to where they want to go. There are certain things
That's
That's
that
a
people are
that's a
not
gross
willing.
generalization.
You're correct. It is a generalization. Yes, because most people makes 50 grand a year. So, like I said
Most people
before,
do not make 50
mo-
grand a year. The average income, the median income in the United States is $39,000 a year. Most people do not make $50,000 a year.
okay, man.
and and shit. I lost my train of thought.
I did too when I heard that.
And that 50,000 differentiate between the states as well. 50,000 down where I live isn't really much money. You really ain't getting no apartment, and if you do, you're living in some sort of Section 8 slash,
Maybe
you
like, and
know.
I don't know where you live, bro. So, I'm just be honest with you. I don't know where you live, so I have no idea. But if you make $50,000 a year and you can't afford an apartment by yourself, maybe you need to get a roommate.
Well,
what?
everybody don't feel
So
so. No, like
hold on one
it's just
second,
like that.
original, and I'm gonna let you speak. SK, when I said get a roommate, did you hear what James did? He said what? As in, like, why? Why would you say that? Why would you say get a
I'm
roommate?
gonna tell you why.
Like, there are certain people that are not willing to do the things necessary to get where they need to go. I don't
One
know who they're
income.
trying to impress. I don't
Time out.
understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But if
Time
I need to
out.
have a
How long did you live in
roommate
your apartment?
for
He
2 years in order to get to where I want to go in the future, then I'm willing to do that.
Hold up, calm down.
He said it to me, so let me just respond because he directed that comment to me. So I did hear what he said, and I do agree that certain people are not willing to make the sacrifices they need to. The problem with that is that a lot of these sacrifices are devoid of dignity, and people just want to work hard and get ahead. You shouldn't have to
Okay,
have.
so dignity.
Hold on. Let me
You
finish.
said
Let me
dignity,
finish. Let me
correct?
finish. You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me
You're
finish.
correct. I'm trying
You
to
didn't let me
make sure
finish.
I heard what you said, if that's
But
okay.
yeah, I gotta finish what I'm saying.
Can I make sure I heard what you said before you continue?
I
And
will
then I'm
land
gonna
the
let
plane,
you.
and then
And
you
then I'm
can
gonna
comment
let
on
you
the whole
continue.
comment.
Oh, God damn it! If I don't know the fuck, did you say dignity? Because I couldn't. You cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Yes, I used the word dignity.
Thank you.
So
Jesus.
two adults should not have to share a studio apartment, and that's all you can afford
Thank
in New
you.
York City on $50,000.
Thank
So
you.
two adults should not have to share a studio apartment in order to get ahead. So we're talking about you can't be dignified in this country and just work hard like some people want to do and get ahead.
It's not the 1940s where you can work a minimum wage job and afford to send your kid to college.
That's
That's the whole
because
point.
FDR and Harry Truman had heavy regulations and heavy taxes on the rich people in this country. There was larger union participation, so that led to a better quality of life. Not to mention there was no credit, at least in the way that we know it today. So things were a lot easier for people to survive back then. So when a lot of white people, of course, they're referring to "Make America Great Again" as in the period of segregation and racism. They're also referring to the time where they don't realize that the reason why life was so good in the 30s, 40s, and 50s was because the government was providing jobs to people through the military, especially during World War II. They were providing
Providing jobs to people. They were drafting motherfuckers to fight in the damn war.
people working in
James,
factories to create weapons.
James, good for white people.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making,
Oh my goodness, here we
the
go,
main
man.
point that you're supposed to get out of
We
It's
this,
not.
can't we
It's a
can't get away from it, bro. There's nothing that we can.
you know you can
there's nothing that I
you
can
can never get
say.
away from race.
There's nothing that I can say that's gonna erase the things that happened to people that look like you and me years and years and
I
years
wasn't
ago.
making
All I can do is tell you what you can do now in order
yeah,
to
of
live a
course.
better life later on. That's all I can do. Nothing that I say
You
is going to erase Jim Crow. Nothing I say is going to erase slavery. That stuff already happened and it's over. So let's
Yeah,
figure out what we need to do now so that we can get further ahead later on. We're doing better, man. Black individuals in the country are doing better and better year over year. We're
yeah.
making more money. We're starting more businesses.
Take
We're
race out of
growing.
it.
But
We're gonna take race out of it.
if we continue to harp on the things that happened in the past, then we're not going to be focused on the future.
He's trying not to laugh. I wish I would have never said that shit.
What do
But
you,
my point being is that the government involvement in people's lives through programs like the GI benefits and through the heavy taxes and investment into social infrastructure, like back in those days, it was more public transportation. Back in those days, like I said previously, there was no credit, at least in the way that we know it these
well,
days.
not in the way that we have it now.
It was easier for people to survive. But after certain deregulations happened, a lot of companies became monopolies. It was easier back then to start a mom and pop business because you could be
Bro,
the
can you tell me something that we can do today in order to be better today? Something that we can
Yeah, I
individually
can tell
do.
you.
It's
Let me tell you.
just a bunch of like
I can
just
tell you something that
whining
we
to
could
me.
I'm talking
individually
Let
about
me.
do,
how
but
these
no, I can tell you
opportunities
something
are
we could
taken away.
collectively do.
Join a union.
Okay, join a union. That way you get paid more money and you'll get better benefits. That's one thing that you can do. But what do you when you're making that money? What do
Yeah.
you spend the money on? Because you can make all that money. You can make 80,000. There's still people in the country that make $100,000 a year that are living paycheck to paycheck because they don't know what to spend that money on. So when you join the
No,
union,
that's not
what
the
do you?
reason why.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's
what
that's
do you?
inflation, bro.
$100,000 a year is just this figment that we use to act like that's financial stability. When in reality, it depends on where you live. In New York City,
Oh man,
a study was
it's
just shown
always
and it
there's
determined
always a
that
fucking excuse,
in order to live comfortably, this is just facts, not excuses. In order to live comfortably, they said you need to make
Who
$182,000 a
cares what
year
they
in New
said,
York City.
man? Who cares what they said?
Hey,
You
so
know
look,
that
look.
you
Remember
know how to
somebody in the
cut
comments was like,
costs.
oh, how you argue something with who cares or so what?
Yes, correct. Who cares what they said? You know what you need to do within the
I always say
context of your own life in order to mitigate expenses. That's your life, not the government's life. They're going off of
no, that's
statistics. They're
disrespectful.
going off of numbers. That's what they're going off of, right? But you and I both know that people are out here buying cars that they can't afford, and these companies are giving out predatory loans
That's
to these
because the
people,
credit is
knowing that
high.
they're not going to be able to pay it back.
That's
But
because the
it's
credit is
on
high.
you as an individual to understand budgeting. It's on
You
you as an
understand.
individual to understand
So instead of
finances.
so
You
instead
understand though
of
because the credit
going
is high.
after the people giving the predatory loans, we're going to put the responsibility on the poor
They've
people
already they've
not to
already
take the
done that.
predatory loan.
But
No, they haven't.
you have to do both, right? Because you understand that the poor person has a desperation factor in getting the thing that he thinks he needs in order to get to his job, get to pick up his kids from school, take his wife to the doctor. There's a desperation factor there. But if you educate the poor person on, hey, this is how you budget your money. You make this much, you don't make any more, you don't make any less. This is how much you can spend on a vehicle. No more, no less. So that way they don't get into these predatory loans. So you don't have that problem, and those people will end up going out of business because nobody will be utilizing their service.
People don't
These
get
buy here, pay here lots and all that stuff, they survive off of the ignorance of the financial
people.
literacy factor that happens within the country. But if
People
people
don't.
were educated on it, they would not go and purchase those because they understand it's a bad deal.
People don't participate into these agencies because they're ignorant. Number one, it's also proximity. Things like payday loan places and used car lots with and like high interest rates and like high down payments target poor people because they know that
Because
it'll
there's
be.
a desperation
Hold up, let
factor.
me finish talking. So yeah, it's easy to charge these people a high interest rate, especially on something like a car, and then you can either A, ruin somebody's credit, and B, take the car back and sell it to somebody else. That's the point. Number two, people that are poor are not participating in these things because they're stupid. It's because they don't have any choice a lot of the times. This is why.
There is an there's an
Most Americans,
ignorance factor too, but
so
like
most
let's not say
Americans,
that they don't have another choice. You have plenty of
yeah, let me
choices
finish.
within the
I
United
didn't finish.
States.
I didn't finish. So yeah, most Americans, for instance, can't afford a $400 emergency, and that's not because they're not working hard enough. It's because shit happens and people don't got a choice but to go to
They're
these
not
loans
valuable enough to make the money they want to make.
to get the money that they need and make ends meet. And I
They're
dare you
not
say
valuable enough to
you.
make the money that they want to make.
So the more
Not
dehumanizing
valuable.
people.
Hey,
Yeah,
What
they're
does that
not
even
value. They're
mean?
not like
so
okay. So
so
for instance, when I say they're not valuable enough, right? We pay based on value, right? I'm a business
No,
owner.
we don't.
I own 7 businesses. I don't pay any of my employees based on what they need. I pay them based on the value they provide to the business.
So you don't have a
hold,
business, you have a pyramid scheme. You need to get a
hold
job.
on. Hey, hold on. So I
Um,
got a question, bro.
I don't think
So
you understand what a pyramid scheme is.
hold
No,
on.
that
I
is a
got I
pyramid
got a
scheme.
question. Hold on, Jan. I got a question, bro.
And the
Because
way, by the
you
way,
said
and I'm gonna let you ask your question, original too, but just give me 2 seconds. The way that we help these individuals within the country become more valuable is giving them the resources and the information that they need to get into certain fields of work that pay more, that they don't have to spend a whole bunch of money to go to school for. Okay,
I believe that the
so.
government.
that's
Who's giving them the
Hold
resources?
up, the
me.
government.
That's what I do on this channel.
Yeah, if the government finds
Information
a
is a
good.
resource, but it's not a resource that you can use to that it's not the sole resource that you need to economically advance. So who's
So
giving them the
you
resources?
see how I just said I'm giving them the resources, and
You're not.
you just tried to attack it. Why are you attacking me for trying to do what I can at the current moment to help people that are
You
less fortunate than I am?
You
you
don't
took it
pay
as an
people a
attack.
living wage.
No, no,
You
no,
know,
no.
As you
It's
put
not
it, you
about
took it as an
taking it
attack.
as an attack. You didn't act like you didn't ask me, hey, what resources are you giving? You just said that's not enough.
Hmm.
Because it's not.
You know what resource Muhammad got from God? Read. That's all he told him was read.
Here we
And he
go.
was like, "Oh, but I'm illiterate." Read, right?
Read.
Let me tell you guys something. You're taking 15-year-old incomes, right? 15-year-olds working at
You
McDonald's.
talking to somebody else? You ain't talking to me.
My friend, I'm talking to everybody here,
Bro,
and I
Cause I
know
James,
got.
you live in
I
your
got it.
car in
you are
California, and
so
you
upset, bro.
support all the stuff, and you got so
Because
much
they
stuff to
y'all
say.
assume that
I'm
everybody that
talking, my
speaks
friend.
up for poor
I'm
people
talking,
is
my friend.
poor
When you
themselves.
talk about, I'm gonna friggin' mash this box. Hey, listen. When you talk about the income, the net average income, and all that's everybody. That's a 15-year-old. Are you competing with a 15-year-old? Are they in your peer group? They shouldn't be.
No,
The average income of a 25 to 40-year-old in America is $70,000. Get there and then have
So
a
yeah,
And
conversation.
this is
that's
my
We're
and
not
I'm
argument.
talking.
glad. And
That's
There's
Doug,
no
incorrect, but
reason
okay.
Doug,
anybody
I'm
should be over
glad.
here talking about, oh, I'm
So this is my
$49,000.
argument.
Doug,
No.
I'm glad you said that because though,
That is
like
incorrect.
SK, those are the jobs that I'm trying to get people into within the country,
So
right?
yeah.
Those are the
So this
resources that I'm giving out. These are the things that I'm trying to tell people. Become an elevator installer. Get into the trades, right? This is how much it costs. Oh, if you don't have the money to pay for that, well, you need to get a second job working part time and save up the money in order to pay for that.
I'm
You do what
that's
you
100%
what
on
need to.
board with that. I'm
That's.
that's what I
100% on board
yeah.
with
I'm
that.
That's the
The
glad.
point
problem.
I'm trying to make is that you have to be able to satisfy your physiological needs on this day and tomorrow before you can get the certification, before you can get the education, get the job. People out here are not able to meet their physiological needs:
But
home, shelter,
it's
protection, food.
because
They're not able to do it.
it's and I don't mind people
Nobody's no.
utilizing the government in order to get further in life. If you don't have a place to live, utilize the government in order to get somewhere to live. That's totally fine, right? You shouldn't be staying in that situation. There's a person that I was talking to that was saying, well, beef is $30, and I'm like, beef's not $30. The steak that you're deciding to buy might be $30, but ground beef is $10. Chicken is $10. Rice is
Listen,
$5. Vegetables aren't super expensive. Just all you need is fucking rice, meat, and fucking vegetables. That's what you need.
Hey, can I get my question off real quick because y'all brought up value.
Go ahead, original. My
We
bad, bro.
we got a misconception of what value actually is,
Okay.
especially when we talking about actually Earth, right? A farmer is more valuable than a CEO sitting there of an
Farmers.
insurance company.
The fuck are we
Somebody got
talking?
an echo. A farmer is more valuable than an insurance company CEO. Um, a janitor is more valuable than a whole bunch of these CEOs out here. Because when we speak on food, it's what you're speaking on. That's health and i.e. wealth, right? They say wealth and health, right? So, and when we talk about janitors and shit like that, we also talk about health. It will keep people out of hospital. It will keep people fit. It will keep people in, a certain state of mind to actually work quote unquote hard like asking them to. So we don't know what value is. You think value is somebody that can create 10 businesses that does absolutely nothing for the actual earth, right? To keep this bitch going.
No, I don't think that's what value is.
what
But you said, but what is value then? What is
Value
a
is what the
what is a
market value when it comes to the
you
marketplace, when
see
it comes to economics, is what the market is willing to pay you for the result that
exactly
you produce.
exactly
so yeah,
exactly. You're
another thing.
speaking. Hold on, James. Hold on, James. You're speaking on market value.
Hmm.
That is not real value. That is
Maybe
man-made
to you,
value.
but that is how we pay
No,
people. You understand
no.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. I'm not talking
yeah,
about what you like, what you're in your brain, like, hey, food is more
no,
valuable than
it's
the
not.
CEO or
Hold on,
whatever,
hold on, hold
right?
on, hold on.
That's
That's
It's not
intrinsic
not.
my. Hold
value.
on,
Those
hold on,
things
hold
are
on,
of
hold on.
intrinsic value.
Hold on, Bobby. It's not that I'm making it up in my head. If this motherfucker stop going in a circle, we all gone. If we don't have this earth, you don't make the money that you propose to make. So it doesn't even matter what you speaking on when you're speaking on the economy and add value to that man-made bullshit. The real value is in this fucking earth and in the people that make it go round.
And you're more
So
than
y'all
welcome to
need to
believe
add that.
that, but we don't pay
That's
people
not a
based off
belief,
of
bro.
that.
So yeah,
That's
You're
the
being
problem.
very
That's the
No, no,
fucking
no, no. Like
problem.
I understand. I don't want you to think that I don't understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but and more power to you. But that is not how we pay people on the earth, and it's never going to be.
See,
Okay.
it's
was
people.
at
Yeah,
one
it's
point
people like
initially.
you is why this bitch will go to hell, bro. This is why
I
this earth
don't
is going to
understand
hell right
how,
now
man. Like if
because
you, what are you doing in order
you're
to
putting
better life on earth for everyone else?
you're putting the economics in man-made bullshit over the actual earth, and you're
What
stuck
what
in it.
are okay? What do I need to be doing in order to better the earth?
Actually, advocate for actual value in the earth, not some
Okay, like what?
economic
Give
value.
me something specific.
Actually, advocate for them to stop poisoning the food. Actually, advocate for them to
I
actually take
advocate for
on
that.
and people
I advocated for that two
that
streams ago.
okay, advocate for people that actually pick the strawberries and all that to get paid a minimum wage and not under the table and $1.25, right?
Well, I mean,
Advocate for.
it's
Well, hold on,
farming,
hold on,
man.
hold on. No, what
It's
do you mean it's
farming.
farming? What do you
Yeah,
mean it's
like there's a
farming?
certain
It's the
amount.
most
Like I
important thing we
can't
got.
pay ten
Define
people.
farming.
I can't pay 10
Look,
people
look,
$70,000 a year to
who,
pick fruit
who,
if I'm not even
okay,
But that's
selling the fruit for seventy
who,
thousand dollars, seven hundred thousand
that
okay,
dollars.
but
that's
I
what
like
that's
I
what he's
can't
talking
do
about when
that.
he talks about
but
value, though,
who
and the
told
difference
you?
between value in labor and value in the market. because the market says that that's not a valuable job. But we know that if them strawberries don't get picked, if those plants don't get harvested, people don't eat. So that should
Yeah,
actually be
the
a
barrier
valuable
of
job.
entry to pick strawberries is that anybody can do it. There's no scarcity in the amount of people that can pick
Hold up
strawberries.
a second. Hold up a second. First of all, I gotta say two things to that. Number one, because Don came in hot. Just
Y'all went
because
on
somebody's
a tangent
advocating, just
about
because somebody's
strawberries.
advocating for a better life for working class people doesn't mean that they're broke or poor or on government assistance. That's a fucking stereotype y'all have blasting through y'all head. Unlike both of y'all, I'm not a class
Who
trader.
said that?
Don said that shit. And unlike both of y'all, I'm not a class trader who turns my back on working class people
I don't,
just because I'm
dude. You keep putting stipulations on me and what I'm saying, and then I keep telling you that I haven't said anything like that, and you just run with
Nah,
it.
He's a
so
straw man
Can I
argument,
get in?
man.
Can
You
I get
know
in
what
for
it
a
is.
second? Can I get in for
so
a
hold
second?
up. No,
And
I need to say one more
I think
thing.
a much better approach also that might work is to combine what the gentleman, the host, is saying and what Original is saying. And one thing we got away from in the last 100 years is owning businesses. Some of the poorest people owned businesses. They were traders. They bartered. So you want fresh organic strawberries? Open up your own strawberry stand.
Dude,
Support your family off
corporations
that.
destroyed the
Have
small
your
business.
own have your own small farm. That's what we need to be advocating for, things like that.
No.
So um, another issue that we have in our community, another big issue that we have in our community is that we don't start at the grassroots level in developing our own communities. I live somewhere right now where
I mean,
we
but
people
honestly,
who
bro, it's
have a
very
lot more
hard.
ambition.
It's very hard to do that, bro. Because like
Yeah, it is, but you
even
have
on
to
here,
start somewhere
when I try to teach
because
people
you know
that
where I
look
live.
like me,
I live in a
when I try to teach people that look like
I
me on
live.
here,
Go ahead.
bro, like I
Stop bringing up race.
can't. I can't teach black people like
Listen,
on here, even if they're older than me, if they're
yeah,
younger than
I
me,
see them
they
arguing with
don't
you.
want to
Yeah, I
listen. They
see them
don't
arguing
listen
with
to
you.
what I'm saying.
Stop
They're too
bringing up
busy trying to
race.
argue instead of trying to listen.
Yeah, I hear.
They know
Listen,
the
I live
difference.
in somewhere. I live in New York. I live in upstate New York, and right now, I have lived here maybe for about 30 years. I'm from California, and I see the community of Arabs who have come in and literally are buying our neighborhood right from under. I've seen businesses that have been empty for 30 years open overnight that have been abandoned my entire childhood. And I'm like, hey, if that were me, and they put businesses and they hire their own people. And so there's a book by Claude Anderson called Power Economics, and he talks about how you build a community from the ground up. And you start with owning a power base of money. Then you move on to community building, as far as you install your own people. They're starting to put their own people into politics. They're starting to buy the homes, that those empty homes in the business, so that they can put their people into them, so that they can put
Host
their people into
underpays
that.
his employees.
So it's a lot of things
Host
that's what we aren't
underpays his
doing. We
employees.
com- we complain a lot about what we don't have, but we don't
He
actually
owns a
put into
business and he
play
doesn't pay
into
them a living
building our own
wage.
communities.
So
That's
first of
Bobby, to
besides the
all,
piggyback off
conversation.
that,
Yeah,
y'all
Bobby, I
ignoring the
definitely, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like, it's a combination. Like, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is the end all be all or anything, right? There's a combination of a lot of different things that has to happen, but obviously you want to
Absolutely.
advocate for the things that you care about. Like, if Original cares about, the earth and he wants to make the earth better and he wants to advocate for that, then he's more than willing to do that and do it himself. Get more people on his side to do it too, because there's plenty of people out there that feel the same way that he does.
That's why I'm
But
advocating for
but
your
that's the thing. No, hold on.
employees.
Let me just, because this ties into what Bobby was saying about building community. When we talk about building community, it's too many. We live in this individualist society where there's too many chefs in the kitchen, and everybody wants to do things exactly their way, and everybody wants to go about building community exactly their way. But that's not building community. You have to make individual sacrifices in order to build community and to grow as a collective. And that's what's not happening on these lives in real life. Everybody is so sure about their own purview of life that they're not willing to say, you know what, for the sake of community, we're going to do things this way in order for us all to get ahead. And I might not 100% agree with it, but I'm going to go with it because that's what the collective wants to do. And that's the
another
main thing that's not
You're not wrong.
happening.
another thing about the whole small business thing, right? The reason why you see less small businesses today is because large corporations undercut them and destroyed their businesses, and that specifically had a drastic effect on black people in black neighborhoods. How in the hell are you supposed to
Yeah, we
run
hear you.
a fruit
We
store
hear you.
or a
We
candy store or a
we
toy
hear you. But
store
guess what?
when
But
you're
guess what?
competing with
People like
Walmart
you,
or Target?
people like
And
you
so
are too willing.
No, I'm
People
just
like you are
telling
too
you what
willing
happened.
to throw away. You're too, and I see it all the time.
No, I'm
Like the
telling you
young. I
what
don't know if you.
happened
I don't know if you
initially.
saw. I don't know if you guys have seen online with the lady
No, I'm
who's
telling
who.
you what
This is
happened
kind of. This
initially
is.
to all the
I
small
hear you, buddy.
businesses.
I hear you, buddy. But
And
I'm
I
trying to
don't
make a bigger
really care
point.
about none of this other shit
I
you
don't know
about
if
to say.
you. I don't
I
know if
told
you
you
see
what
the
happened
lady
initially.
online who's like she's selling the tuna salad. She like supports a lot of homeless people in the community, but people are blasting her about her tuna salad being nasty. We're too willing to throw each other away. Like you're trying to throw the host away because you don't like his opinion, but he has a worthy goal,
No, because
trying to
he's a
teach
part of the
people
problem.
wealth
And you are
education.
a part of the
Yeah, but you
problem
don't
too.
throw him away. Other
Yes, I
communities
do.
do
Bro,
not
bro,
throw
Yes, I do. You
each
bro,
other
still feel
away.
Bobby,
like this way. You're
Bobby,
garbage.
They don't throw members of their
Bobby,
community
He's a
away.
Bobby.
garbage person.
They
Hey,
bring
hey,
them into the
Bobby,
fold and
Bobby,
they
hold
use
on,
them.
That
Bobby,
I
Bobby,
disagree with.
yo,
I
Bobby,
could
He's a
Bobby.
disagree
garbage
with
person.
somebody,
That's
and I
why.
could
You
respect
are
them
too.
and
Guys,
see the
No.
value
guys.
in them as a person,
Hello,
even though
hello,
perspective
hello,
wise I disagree with them.
hello, hello. Guys, when I start talking, I need you guys to like cease because I'm trying to like too many people talking at one time. Nobody can hear.
Sorry, buddy.
So, Bobby, even in the context of what you're talking about right now, right? James isn't trying to hear anything that you have to say.
He's a part of the problem. I heard it before.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I got it, bro. He's not trying to hear anything you have to say, Bobby. There is no changing him, right? But what you have to understand, James, is Bobby's not talking to somebody that is like you. He's talking to somebody that's going to find a way to get what they want to get, regardless of the excuses or obstacles that might be presented to them.
But I thought you said different people have different starting points. Now
They
you calling
do.
it excuses
Yes,
again.
different people have different starting points, and different people have different obstacles they have to get over or get under as well.
At what
So
point
why are you
do
advocating for the
if
remainder of those obstacles?
Because I'm a real person, and I understand those obstacles are going to present
And you're
themselves at
okay
some
with
point.
those obstacles.
It's not the fact. It doesn't matter if I'm okay with it or not. They're still going to present
So
themselves,
why does
man.
it matter?
The obstacle doesn't move out of the way if I say I don't like the fact that you're right there. I got to
Fucking
figure out a way to
mama's
get
boy,
over
man.
it.
No, hold up. Let me talk to him.
You're a
He's talking
fucking
to me. We
mama's
can
boy, man.
create
That is
government
shit.
policies that alleviate these obstacles.
I never
Why
heard a
don't we
grown man
vote
complain
for
like you, man.
people that want to
I'm gonna
get rid
drop
of a
down
lot of
for
these
this
obstacles
fucking guy, man.
or join
Yeah, but
unions
that's also the
that do
thing you have to
community work?
understand, James. James, you have to understand what goes back to what I was saying about not throwing each other away. We need you. We need the historians.
What is
We
it
need the people
called?
who understand. We need the people who understand what happened before, so that we understand where we're going. But you can't tell the host that he's not necessary because he is.
What do you
We need
call
the
people
people
that cross the picket line
pushing
at
the
strikes?
boundaries. We need the people who push the boundaries and push us
Well,
forward.
can
We
I?
can't be stuck.
Hold up. What do you call people that cross the picket line at strikes?
Oh, I don't know.
It's scabs. That's what both of y'all motherfuckers are.
Well, yeah, man. Like you're not up here to have a conversation. Like
No, he's not.
he's
He's
up
not.
here like. And guys,
Yeah,
His
he
original,
family
talking about
original,
being part of the
He's here to
problem.
keep his family in
original
poverty.
SK.
Completely
Like
dismissing people because you
everybody
don't
up
have
here, right? Original. Do you see
He here
that?
to keep
That's what
his
I'm
family
talking
stuck in
about, bro.
poverty. That's
Like he doesn't want to listen to all the things that I have to say that are going to get him and his family out of that situation. He
yeah.
doesn't want
Kick
to
him.
listen to the things that I want to say to build generational wealth for himself. He only wants to
He
focus
want to
on
be
the
upset.
problems. But
Upset and poverty stricken.
I guarantee you, he's not doing anything to solve those problems within his own community. He's just lashing
I'm
out at
not gonna say
people.
it. I'm not gonna
I
say that
think
he's
there's
not.
a
The
I
only
think
thing
there's
that
an
I
No,
disagree
issue.
hold
with
up. Let me
is
make my own point because you was talking for me. What I'm
What are we talking
advocating
about?
for is basic common sense government policy. Will you please pay your damn taxes? Pay your workers a fair wage. Give people health care and good public transportation so they can go to college, they can get good jobs, and make something of themselves. We should be advocating for the removal of barriers and not making excuses for them
Okay,
because you can
so are you
and make
removing those? Are you removing those
number two,
barriers? That's my question.
for me personally, I've gotten over all those barriers. I have a
I
decent
didn't
job.
ask you if you got over them. I said, are you removing
You
them?
earlier when I left out of here because I was trying
it's
to
not a
leave you
good faith
alone,
question.
you said
You don't
that
gotta leave me
oh
alone,
his
bro. I don't think
family
you
that
understand how people perceive
situation
you in here.
that
It's not a good
situation
faith
his
question that you're
family
asking
is
him, though.
living in. Oh, like my family is not living in a situation. They're living
No, no,
day to
no.
day,
We're not
and I'm
talking
taking care
about
of
your
them. What the
family,
fuck are you
man.
talking
We're
about,
not
bro?
talking about your family. We're talking about the collective. So if you believe that businesses should pay their employees more and give them opportunities to move up, then you need to be starting a business and doing those things. Otherwise,
What
you're just
happens when
talking.
everybody starts a business?
But
Oh
hey,
my
but
Hold
my
on.
goodness,
question
bro. We're
is
not
though.
talking about everybody.
Hold
We're
on. Hold on.
talking about you.
What
You
happens
want to
if
create, you want to
everybody in
create a
poverty
system.
starts a business? What
Oh
happens?
my goodness, dude. You're not
Hold
in
on. Hold
poverty,
on. Hold
James.
on.
You're not.
No,
You
I'm
just
not in
I think
poverty,
understand.
I
but
think
I'm
You
asking you,
understand what you
because you keep
listen, bro.
cutting.
Listen. No, dude, listen. you're not doing anything in order to perpetuate the beliefs that you have. You want somebody else to do it. You're not willing to do it yourself.
It's not a good faith question because most of these things are codified in laws
No,
and
no, no, no,
governing
no, no. If
policies.
he
And if
wants to,
he's not in
great,
government,
dude.
then he can't
No, 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 no,
change
no. You
those
don't
things.
have to be in government. We are the government. We make the change. Do you understand? So if he wants to
Tell that
start
to
a
the
business,
NYPD.
if he wants to start a business and pay his employees more and give them the opportunity in order to get into certain educational spaces and give them opportunities in the transportation to and from work, he can start a business and he can do that. But he's not doing that because he's not an actual doer. He's just a complainer.
And most of our issues require grassroots
You
efforts
literally
where you live.
said
Start where you live. A lot
you
of those
literally said
issues
that
require
you
that
don't
you do
want to pay
something where
your
you
employees
live.
fair wage.
You
Yeah,
want to
so why
change who
don't
the
okay,
president is. You need to
you know
fix where
what?
you
You know
live.
what, James? James, you're right. So why don't you start a business and employ the people that work for me?
Why don't
Hey,
like that's not
so look,
You know, dude, you just said that I said I don't want to pay my employees a livable wage. So why don't you start a business and employ the people that work for me?
because everybody can't
Because you
start a business.
fucking
If you don't
can't.
get
That's
workers.
why. Because you can't.
Because
That's your
under
answer.
capitalism, under our system, you have to have workers under
You
capitalism.
don't
In order
have
to
to
have
have workers.
workers,
That is a
you start a
lie.
business.
What are you talking
What
about?
type of business are you gonna have without other workers?
Brother, I
You
ran
gonna
my
sell
businesses for multiple years without employees and was making hundreds of
like
thousands of
bro,
dollars.
you giving out
what's the
information,
names
dog.
of them?
There's no need
What's
to
the
go
names
into
of them?
that, James.
This
James,
is
there's no need to go into that because we already know what type
conceptually
of
the
business
argument
it is.
that you can run corporations and do labor without
Did I say
laborers doesn't make any
corporations?
sense.
Did I say corporations?
He's talking
But you
about
said
internet
They
No,
businesses,
no,
have
SK,
dog.
small
SK. It's a yeah,
business, bro.
bro. Respectfully, it's a yes or no question. Did I say corporations?
You're
it's
moving the
not a yes or no
goalpost.
Yes,
question.
it is.
You are moving the
Did I
goalpost.
say corporations?
You
You're
said
moving the
everyone can
goalpost.
start a business.
Oh my goodness. Yes, they can. There's nothing stopping anybody in here from starting a business. Nothing.
And all
Nothing.
businesses need workers.
No, all businesses don't need workers, dude.
If I
They
own a
don't.
skate shop, what am I gonna need? I'm just be the manager doing all the fucking work. I'm gonna do the stocking. I'm gonna
Oh,
be the cashier. I'm
why
gonna build the
not?
fucking skateboards too.
Why
What the
not?
fuck
You
is
sound like a
this?
damn fool.
Why not? I'm asking
He
you.
said, why not? He said,
That's
why not? That's
that's
great. But eventually you're gonna have to get workers, bro. Like, come
If
on,
you
dog.
want to scale, you are going to have to get employees and train them on doing the tasks that you need
Okay.
in order to run your
Okay.
business.
So
But
that's
Hey,
what
hey,
I'm
I know a
trying
few
okay.
to
people,
say,
and that is the point.
is every business is not going to scale like that. If you guys started a business and you were generating an extra $50,000 a year for yourself and you didn't have to pay anybody, that might be all right for you. It might not be a brick and
Hold
mortar
on.
store. It might not be a skate
Hold
park.
on.
You might have a clothing
Yeah,
Right.
brand or
I
you
know
might have a
somebody.
Hold on.
product or
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
That's
Hold
totally
on. Hold on. Let me
fine.
say
I
this.
know
Let
somebody
me
who
say this.
sells shaved
Hold
ice
on,
at the
Bobby.
boardwalk.
Hold on, Bobby, because
No
this is
employees.
kind of
No
He's the
crazy.
employees,
only
just
employee.
one guy. Yeah, just one
Hold on.
person.
One guy,
Hold
shaved
on.
And
ice.
when I
Hold.
can I
Then
just
guess what? He
Yo.
made a food truck after
Yo.
5 years. Now he
quick
got
comment,
Bro,
quick
employees.
bro.
That's
comment.
how you
We talking.
scale.
That
Hold on.
that
We
might
talking
be
about
good in
one.
some
and
places.
they
In New
don't.
York City,
Jesus
it don't
Christ,
work like
yo.
that.
Oh my
Hold on, but
goodness. The
y'all
country's a lot
taking
bigger than New York City. But go ahead,
It
original.
but
doesn't work
y'all
like that
Okay,
in
So
sell some
y'all are
hot
listen.
making
dogs. Sell
suggestions,
some
but
hot
if
Yo.
dogs.
suggestions don't work,
Hey
then
guys, it's
Hey, look.
originals. We're gonna give original his chance to speak. Go
Hey,
ahead,
look,
original.
y'all taking anecdotal things like that little food that not little food truck, but that food truck you know, yes, it's one man, one band, one band, one sound, one band, or band, one band, one sound, whatever the fuck it is. It's one person doing the shit. Right? You can operate that. But the
America
man brought up
started
the
out with
Hey,
hold
hey,
on,
hey,
random
hey,
Bobby,
business
hey,
owners.
hey,
hold on,
hey,
America
let him
hold
is nothing
finish.
but business.
Let him finish.
on.
America started out
So
with free labor. So let's not go
hold
there.
on. Yeah, please, like that's crazy. But
Well,
so if you
technically the farms were businesses, but go ahead, original.
Who worked on the
So
farm?
James brought up a steakhouse, right? Or a steak. Yeah, he brought up a steakhouse, I believe,
Yeah,
right? And you said that he can scale it to the point where he gets to that point where he can hire new people,
right, right,
right?
right.
But you're still saying that he would need to probably get a second job because if he makes $100,000 of that steak business, right?
hmm
Taxes gonna take almost half of that, right?
No,
So he's not gonna be able to
that's
really.
incorrect.
How is that incorrect? Well, he gonna write some stuff off, but he's still only gonna bring
Well,
in about 70.
he can write off damn near everything and not pay anything in taxes.
So the
Come on
business
now,
is just a loss.
now hold on, now hold on. See, this is why I have a problem with you, the financial gurus, bro.
What do you
Because
mean
you say that
financial
with so much.
gurus?
Hold
I'm
on, hold on,
confused.
hold on. hold on, because you just said some wild ass shit. Because listen, yeah, he can't. Yes, some can write off everything and not pay taxes, but there's a thing called the IRS, right? And they will come and comb through all your shit. And if you didn't do one thing right, guess who pays has to pay all them taxes and fees? That business owner.
Well,
So you
then
can't
do
just
it
be
the
going
right
around saying,
do it the
"Oh, you
right
can just
way
write
then,
everything."
man. Like I don't know,
Bro,
like you're saying if
it's
you do
people that
something
do it
wrong,
the right way.
I'm not insinuating that you do something wrong. I'm insinuating that you follow the law.
Bro, and if you follow the law, you're gonna have to pay some sort
This
of
is how you
tax,
know we're
dog.
not
But
educated
dude,
as
but
far as money is concerned.
No,
you said
it's not about
half. You said
education.
it's
It's about
half
the
of their
system.
money. It's not half. What's the point of starting a business if
All
you're
right,
not
I
going to
could have made
utilize
something.
the tax loopholes that you need in order to stay in business?
I didn't say you shouldn't use them. I'm saying that a small business, that's where the IRS goes to actually do their job. They don't go after the major corporations.
No, they don't.
What do you mean? All
The
right,
IRS goes after where they can get the
y'all
money
live
from.
Yeah, exactly. And it's small businesses that they know they can
No,
find
dude. No,
a mess
I
up.
listen, dude. I
All right,
understand that
bro.
there are some small businesses that fucking get audited. It's fine. But what I'm trying to get,
All
when
right,
I'm
bro.
trying to get through
Trust
to
me,
you, see, bro, like even in the context right
they're
now,
not
you're
auditing
not
Walmart.
willing, bro.
They're
You're
not
not willing
auditing
to
Walmart,
listen.
bro.
You're not willing to listen. I listen to you.
Because
You're,
all right, you
dude,
got it.
you're
You got
not
it.
willing to
Go ahead.
listen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This we're not gonna
Go
get
ahead. Go ahead.
anywhere. No, dude, we're not gonna get
Go ahead.
anywhere. We're not gonna get anywhere as a people. We're not gonna get anywhere as individuals. We're not gonna get anywhere as a community because you motherfuckers don't
Nah.
listen to anybody.
Yeah, I'm
And I'm
not gonna listen
tired
to
of
somebody
it.
that's
You get what
I'm
you
not
fucking
listening to
get
somebody
then.
that's capping for a fucking system.
What do you
I'm
mean
not I'm
capping
not
for
gonna
a
listen to
system?
somebody capping
Let me
for
ask you something. Let me ask you
bro.
something original.
Bro,
Let
at
me
the
ask
end
you
of the
something,
day,
bro.
this shit is
Let me ask you something,
stolen and
because
they
dude,
overcharging
and
and shit.
bro,
Get out of
whatever,
here,
that's
bro.
fine. Let me ask you
And
something, bro. Let me
he's
ask you
jumping in the
something.
system like it's
Let
some
me
sort of
ask
shit.
you something.
Fuck out of here, man.
That
Y'all niggas
bro,
is
see, you're
petty.
not listening. How can you possibly
Go
do
ahead.
better if you're not willing to listen?
I'm good. I'm good. You're not speaking on me.
Okay, so you're
I'm
good.
good.
You got kids, original?
Do I got what?
You have children.
Yeah, why?
Do you have a UTMA for your children?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Do you know what a UTMA is?
No, I don't.
Why don't you open up a UTMA account for your children so that when they become the age of adulthood, they have the money already to be able to get into the things that they need to
Because
get into?
because currently the system that we're going through
Oh
is
fuck.
hold on. You asked me a question.
The
You asked me a
system.
question.
My lord.
Hold on, you asked me a question, right? You keep talking about doing all these things. The actual system is taking a turn, and it's turning for the worse. So me investing in this broken down shady ass system really won't do anything for for my kids
And
except
that
for probably like
mentality
5
right
years.
there is what's going to
Hold
keep our
on,
people behind
hold
right there,
on,
bro. You don't even
hold
know what a
on.
Can I
UTMA
jump
account
in?
is, and you're
Yeah,
already
I can
shitting on it.
Google.
That
I
doesn't make
can
any
Google that
sense.
shit.
Can I
I
jump
can
in?
Google
Can I
that
You
jump
shit
in
and
don't,
real
I
bro.
know
quick?
it. I
You
can
don't have to
Google that
Google
shit
it.
and
I can
know it.
tell you what it is right now.
I don't need you to tell me what it is because I
See,
really
there
don't
it
give a
is.
fuck
You're not
until it's
willing to
done.
listen, bro. That's the
It's not that
downfall
I'm
right
not willing
there.
to
Our
listen.
people
I'm not
suffer
willing to
for a
listen
lack
on
of
TikTok
knowledge,
right
bro.
now,
Our people suffer for
bro.
a lack of knowledge. You don't want to
No.
listen.
I'm saying I didn't get on
And
TikTok
and
and
this is
get
your
a
children,
lesson.
mind you. These aren't my kids. These are your
My
children.
kids are good.
Hmm.
My kids are good.
Neither
Hey,
of
Like
these
can
perspectives
I
my
can I
are
kids are
can
good.
can I
realistic.
jump in real quick?
It's
Can I jump
we
in
have
real
to
quick?
meet in the middle. Yes, there are
Gotta get
systemic issues. Yes, financial literacy is important. Yes, and understanding business and tacticals and all that shit is important. But we also have to acknowledge that there are systemic issues that need to be
There's
corrected.
nothing
So
systemic that's stopping you from opening up a UTMA account for your children. Nothing about it.
Oh. Hey,
if you
Nothing.
so do
don't
you know
have
that?
the funds to populate the account,
Oh my
then how are
lord.
you?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. So if you don't have the funds to put money into the account for your children, right, to set them up for success, then you have to do better as an individual so you can get those funds.
Again,
So
see
is parenting
your
currently going
suggestion
through?
when we say systemic issues is do
Hey,
better,
Dookie,
as if these
you
people are
can't throw
not doing the
No,
best they
life
can.
it's
flags to the
they're not,
blind
bro. It's
guy.
not do better.
And that
The answer
is
is
why
not do better. That's not the
you
answer.
So if a person comes onto
is
your
that not what you
live and
just said?
says,
No,
"Hold
I did
on,
not just
Hold
say
on.
that.
You literally just said do better.
Oh,
These people have to do better.
I said the words that came out of my mouth was just do better. That was my advice.
That was exactly what you said.
Really? Okay. All right.
Am I bugging?
Yes, you're bugging because I could have sworn what I said
If a
was you have to
person
do the things you need to do in order to get more funds. I didn't say do
People in the
better.
comments saying you said do better.
That's the
No,
same thing,
nobody's
bro.
saying that, bro. Nobody's saying
That
that.
is
Where
the
is it?
same
I don't
thing
see
you
it. Where does it
just
say
said,
that?
bro. That's the same thing, though.
It's not
what
fucking
you
saying
just
no.
said is word
Maybe you
salad
don't
to
know what
me,
the word
brother.
literally means. He said I literally said just do better. I did not
You
say
said,
that.
as somebody just put the quotes. You said if you don't have the funds, you just need to do better. That was
No, I
your
said
words.
if you don't have the funds, then you need to do the things necessary in order to get the funds. That is not just me saying just do better as if that's going to help somebody out here.
Yeah,
That ain't fucking
it's a word
advice.
salad, bro. It's word
That's
salad, bro.
bullshit.
If someone comes to you
It's
and
word
tells you
salad.
that they work two jobs, if someone comes to you and tells you that they work two jobs and they still not able to put money aside after paying the bills, the car insurance, the car note, the electricity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they don't have it to put it into that account for their children. Your next thing will be to tell them get a third job.
No, I
Yep.
would analyze their
Do better.
finances and figure out where we're spending money at, right? Because in my mind, let's say you have two jobs and they're in each job's paying you $15 an hour, right? Let's just use $15 an hour as an example. Okay, if you have two jobs that are paying you $15 an hour, you're making about $3,000 a month. That's what you're making. $3,000 a month per year is how much? It's $36,000 a year. I'd argue you don't need to have children because you earn $36,000 a year and you probably can barely afford to take care of yourself. And that's just
Now
responsibility.
we're telling people they can't
That's
have
the
kids.
fucking
Oh my
problem.
God,
That's
guys,
Jesus
y'all aren't, you're
Christ.
not
No, no,
listening. You're not
hold
listening.
on.
What do you
Hold
mean?
on. We okay, host, hold on. So we're under the
This is so
assumption
this
that
is so
this is a
frustrating,
person.
man. It's so
Hold
frustrating
yeah,
on.
because
no,
we can't do better if you guys don't accept certain realities. Somebody that makes
no.
$36,000 a year probably doesn't have the funds in order to take care of children the way they want to. We all want the best
Hey,
for our
listen.
kids. We don't want our kids to grow up in a worse situation than we grew up in. Nobody wants that. So if you
Hey,
don't want
listen.
that, why would you not put yourself in a better position than your parents were so your kids can live a better life than you did?
Listen. I think
And
you
me
have a
saying that
you
is
got
crazy? Get the
no.
fuck
I
out of
think
here,
you have
bro.
I think you have our argument mixed up because you. That's not my argument at all. My argument is, like I said earlier, this shit is stolen. We know it's stolen. They built it off the backs of stolen people, right? So all I'm
Man,
saying is,
dude.
I am.
Hey,
Hold on. Y'all hear some shit and y'all
I
start
stole it.
making
Hey, hey,
I'm
things
just
hey,
tired
seem
of it,
right
bro. I'm tired
because
of all
I
the
don't.
slavery
stole
hoopla
something.
bullshit. I'm
No one
tired
stole
of
No,
it.
nothing,
you're not.
man.
But you're
Because
not letting
he's
me
not
No
finish.
one stole
You're not
nothing
because
letting
he's
from
me
not
you, man.
finish.
listening.
No
That's
one
why he's not
stole
letting
You're
you
nothing
not
from you.
letting
finish.
me finish.
No one stole
You're not
nothing from
letting me
you.
finish.
Bro, let's
Hey,
not
yo,
talk
you're not
about
No one
letting me
people
stole
not
finish.
nothing
letting
from
other
you.
people finish because you guys have been talking over me the entire time. So
No
cut
one
that
stole
bullshit
Okay,
nothing from
that's
you.
out.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. So look, like I said, it was this country's built on fucked up foundation. All I am saying is if you want this country to actually run the way you want it to run, people pull up this by the bootstraps. You have to fix the fucking foundation that this shit was built on because you gave people you started this shit off at a huge disadvantage. And then when people started getting that advantage, you got rid of that disadvantage, and then you disadvantaged it even more. Now we're at a time where information is flowing, and like you said earlier, black people are doing better, but the foundation of this country is still fucked up, and that's all I'm advocating
But
for. Because
all
if
I'm
you
advocating
can't
for
fix
though
shit if you
is
don't
for us
fix.
to get the information, is to understand and get the information for us to do better.
We have the
We all
information.
no, you don't know what a UTMA is, so you don't have the information.
I can go
Respectfully,
on Google and get that. Like you're acting
you
like this
wouldn't
shit is
have
not
known to go
findable.
on Google and get anything if I
I
hadn't have
just said
mentioned it.
I just said that the internet is full of information. We are
You
getting the
wouldn't know
information.
what to
People are
look
doing
up if
better.
I didn't mention
Bro,
it.
you act
So
like
how
I
is
don't.
that the
I have
I
people
don't
in
how is
my.
the
I
understand.
fault
have
of the
people in my
person
life
that's
that know that
ignorant though?
shit.
Hey,
I
can
just
I
don't
say
have those
something,
type of
please?
conversations because they
Oh my
don't make
How?
sense to me
goodness.
right now.
No,
Okay,
no,
bro.
wait,
Listen,
wait.
listen,
Hold
listen,
on. I
bro.
wasn't
Listen.
even done
If
though. I
You
wasn't
just
even done
stuck in the
though.
system,
Go
man.
ahead,
Just
bro.
real
Call
quick.
me Ace. Go ahead, bro. Because I can't
Just
like
real
I.
quick.
We all understand that slavery happened. We all understand that there were fucked up things that
That
happened inside of
wasn't
this
even my
country.
point.
We get that.
That
We
wasn't
get
Okay,
even
it.
my
so
point.
What
You're
can
not
you do
listening.
now? Is my
but I
question.
wasn't done originally.
You're
So
not
I
listening.
hold on. So
Fuck it, bro.
I
Man.
see both sides. I see both sides. So I have a question for you, host. If you're saying basically we went through what we went through, shit happened, and now we have to go through the mud and create the life that we want. What they saying is the life that we want, we are still facing the hurdles while still fighting through the mud. So my question to you is how at what point are you able to actually recognize and acknowledge that the experiences that these folks are talking about is still happening today?
I
For
got the answer.
example, you mentioned about nothing is stopping anyone from opening a business, right? I don't know how it is where you are, but here in Florida specifically, uh the after effects of commercialized redlining based upon who's allowed to get certain establishments still
Oh my
exists. It's
goodness.
not in law. However, just hear me out. It's not in law, it's not in policy. I'm not saying that it exists in law or in policy. What I'm saying is when a person like me goes into the bank and I'm looking at that teller and that teller is saying,
A teller.
can I give this person the loan for
The
this
teller's not
to
going to
get
give you
this?
a loan ever.
It's just an
Oh my
example. It's
God.
just an
There you
example,
go,
my
right there.
boy.
The
I'm
teller's
in
never going to
Florida.
give
I
you a
don't
loan.
see that.
Guys, give me a
Okay.
second. Give me a second, man. Okay.
Okay.
Redlining and
Okay.
starting a business doesn't have anything to do with each other. Okay. It doesn't. You can go on the IRS website right now and get an EIN. You could go to the Secretary of State in Florida and pay them in order to register
That's
your
not what I was
business as
saying.
well. Hold on.
That's not what I was saying.
Hold on.
That's far from what I was saying.
Okay. Hold on. You mentioned redlining when it came to getting establishments for business. Not every business needs an establishment. And when you first start in business, you're probably not going to have the money in order to pay for that, anyways. Okay, we're not talking about somebody that just gave you 500,000 in order to start a company. We're talking about people that are working from the ground up. I've done it 7 times. Okay, there is nothing stopping anybody from starting a business. You can create as many excuses as you want to create for why people don't do it, and some of those excuses might be valid, but there's nothing stopping them from doing it. There's a work ethic that comes with it. I understand that. It might be a little hard. You're going to have up times, you're going to have down times. But there's so many benefits in order to start a business that would alleviate a lot of the concerns that you guys have about the state of the country when it comes to black individuals.
The problem here is, can you ensure that these people will reach this financial, this place of financial stability by just working hard and sacrificing every comfort, every luxury, every good thing, every positive thing in life, and just put down and work hard? You can't guarantee that that's going to
That's
get
not,
them
but that's
where they
not what I'm
want.
saying. Oh man, dude.
if
Okay.
if our if our
All
if your
right.
argument is you need to change, you need to do better, you need to learn more, you need to sacrifice this, you need to minimize expenses, it's always putting it on the person. And you can do every single one of those things and you can
Dude,
still not be economically stable.
we're never gonna get we're never gonna get anywhere.
I want to get a
We're
float out. Can
never
I get
we're
a float
never
out?
gonna get anywhere, man, because
Can I get a float out?
we'll never get to the point where we just say, fuck the excuses, I'm just gonna go do it. We'll never get
Because they're
there.
not excuses until both
Again,
sides. Because y'all, we're on two different sides of the spectrum. Well, I'm not. I'm in the middle. People are on two different sides. Until the business capitalist people acknowledge that there are systemic barriers to economic stability, and until the systemic people and the racism people acknowledge that yes, motherfuckers need to get their knowledge up and their financial literacy up. Until y'all meet in the middle and understand that both two things can exist at the same time, then
It's
yeah,
already
we are
there.
not going to make any progress.
But
It's already
listen,
there.
so you want me to determine my success and my happiness and my wealth on what somebody else is willing to acknowledge?
When did I ever say that?
Can I say something real
What
quick?
you just said? You know what?
I'm talking about us as a
You know what?
collective
You
in
know what?
society.
SK, you're right, bro. You're right, man. Fuck it.
Hey, host. Hey,
Can
host.
I say something real quick, host?
The guy in Florida, which bank turned you down? Because I'm in Florida. Which bank turned you down?
I'm in Florida too.
Which bank turned you down?
I think he dropped.
He dropped out.
Um, I actually work in banking, so I'm a vice president in commercial lending. So I work with businesses and provide loans to businesses all day. That's what I do on a daily basis. Um, when a bank is making a decision on lending money to a business, has nothing to do with your skin color, because the people who often make the decision don't know your skin color. It's all based on financial analysis. So whatever is on your tax returns, whatever is on your business financials, and whatever is on your credit report, that's going to determine whether or not you get a loan. So anybody can get a loan. I see it all
Yeah,
the
I mean
time.
it's all underwriting, but like guys,
Exactly. So
It's knowledge.
you guys are listening
Chef,
to
can I ask you a
people
question?
you guys are listening to people on TikTok that are just saying, "Oh, you start a business, so you go to the bank and get a loan," and that's not how it
that's
works.
misinformation. It
Chef,
doesn't
can I
work
ask you a
that way.
question?
Sure, go ahead.
Could you briefly explain the Community Reinvestment Act?
The
Are you
Community
familiar with it? I'm
Reinvestment
sorry.
Act. So basically, what the Community Reinvestment Act is all banks and financial institution has an obligation to reinvest in the community that they serve. So basically, if you have branches in specific locations, specific zip code, you have to be reinvesting in those communities in some way. If you want to take advantage of the CRA at any specific bank, what you need to do is find out what that bank focus is. So you have banks that focus on early childhood education, you have some banks that focus on financial literacy. You have to find one of the banks where their CRA focus is aligned with your business. And then you may be able to get some community development support from that bank.
Is Thank you. Is that reinvestment to scale? Does it depend on the amount of deposits that are in those individual branches?
No, not necessarily. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter what the deposit is in a specific branch. If the bank is serving the community, there's an expectation that they're reinvesting in the community in some way, shape, or form. And the banks are looking for opportunities to do that, but they're just looking for opportunities that align with their mission. So if your business or your industry aligns with something that the bank is passionate about, that's your way in. But you have to do a little bit of research. I can tell you specifically, if you're in an area where PNC Bank is, I used to work for PNC Bank, and they're big on early childhood education. So if you have a daycare or something that aligns with early childhood education, you can get some money from PNC, and that's grant money. So it's money you wouldn't have to pay back. And then if you're starting a new business, you want to engage community financial development institutions. You want to look for those institutions that will look at 6 months of bank records and can potentially give you a loan based on 6 months of bank records. If you're 6 months in business, you probably won't get a loan from a traditional bank. And anybody that's telling you that you can walk into a traditional bank after 6 months and get $250,000, they just want you to buy a course from them.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
And hold on,
that's
can I add
probably not
something?
gonna happen. But listen, man, like I just like even with even with the UTMA thing, right? But when it comes to um using tax codes and using the loopholes within the tax code in order to lower your qualified income so that you're not paying as much in taxes, those things are all important, right? But that's why I teach up here about how people should start businesses and know their numbers. That's why I teach up here about these accounts so that you guys, the things that you're complaining about, the things that you guys state that make it harder for somebody to succeed within the country, I'm giving you the knowledge and the resources to make that not a problem for your children.
Can I add on to
And then
that?
I get
Hold on,
fucking
hold
and then
on,
I don't
hold on,
know.
Can I make a
hold on.
suggestion?
Hold on. SK, let me ask you
Go
something.
ahead, boss.
Because I came in late and I heard you talking about redlining, this, that, and the next.
That wasn't
And
me.
who
Yeah,
was that?
that wasn't him. He's already gone. But SK, what were you about to
Oh,
say?
okay.
I think that these conversations, because again, I would never diminish the value and the education and the things that you are trying to educate people on, and the advice that you're trying to give. I think that it comes with, it may not be intentional, but it comes with a condescension. And I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying these conversations all often come with a condescension, like, this is why people aren't getting ahead. This is why, if we just stick to the education part, hey, this is the facts, these are the accounts that
Yeah,
you need to
if
open,
I do
this is
that,
what you need to
if I
do.
do that, nobody will be in here.
SK, can I say something? Because I
Like, no,
listened
no,
to
I
you.
really want you to understand that, bro. If I do that, nobody will be in here.
I don't jump on the live a lot, but I listen to him a lot. And I think what's happening is what he's saying is true. And he's brutally honest. And he's not confirming the excuses that people wants him to confirm. And it's not that he's saying that the excuses are not real or they're not there or there aren't obstacles. he's saying it doesn't matter if there are obstacles, you have to find a way around it. And I find that a lot of time with people is they want you to tell them, I know it's
It's
hard,
not your
I know
fault.
there are obstacles,
Yes.
but not everybody's gonna have that approach. Some people is gonna say, hey, get the job done. I don't care what obstacles are there. It's
Yeah.
No, I
Whoa.
don't think that's
Did
the
he get
case at
Absolutely
muted?
right.
all.
He
I
wants.
think he
I
got
think
muted. Chef, you can
he
unmute
stopped
yourself, bro.
talking. He stopped talking.
Nah, he got
But
muted. I
I don't
saw it.
think.
yeah. I'm saying like people just don't want to deal with the harsh realities. Like they want you to sugarcoat things for them, and the reality is he's last night I was listening to him and he's saying business people don't care about the issues that you have. They're looking to make a profit for their business. And that's the truth. So when you're working for a company, if that's the route that you choose to take, what you need to do is figure out what makes you invaluable in that space. Because if you're invaluable, they're not going to get rid of you. I've had situations where I've tried to leave banks and they offered to pay me more money to stay. That's because you're bringing value, right? If you're not bringing value, nobody cares
And
if you
it's
leave.
not the value that you, it's not what you personally think is valuable. It's what's valuable to the organization.
Yeah, them
I hear
folks.
every I hear
Them
everything
folks
y'all saying, and I
don't
agree
give a
that that
value.
is happening. I think my perspective is there's a saying that says, honesty without compassion is cruelty.
Correct.
So yes, honesty is the honest. What you're saying is valid. There's validity to everything that you're saying, but there's a level of compassion and level of empathy that needs to take place when we're delivering these messages, understanding that we're talking about people's lives and we're talking about people's relatives
I don't,
and people's parents
so people come
and
up here and they
lifestyles and things
say,
that
people come up here and they say that I'm not very empathetic all of the time, right? I don't really think they understand what that word means. I don't think they, I think they're just saying that I'm mean and I'm not a nice person. That's fine. But let's figure out, like, if people come up here and they shit on me and they say all kinds of crazy things, mean things about me, they say mean things about my wife, they say mean things about my employees, they say all kinds of mean stuff. And
yeah
all I say is, all right, I'm glad you got that off your chest. Now, how can I help you?
and that's
So,
a great way to approach it because
if
they're speaking from hurt, they're speaking from pain,
and I
and they're speaking
understand
from
that,
past
so it doesn't
experiences.
really bother me. They don't know me. They don't know all the things that I had to do in order to get to where I am. They have no idea. They either come up here and they try to have a dick measuring contest with me, which they typically lose, or they come up here and they just make a bunch of insults. So you can't come. So when people come up here and they say that I'm not empathetic while they're constantly insulting me and everybody that's around me, miss me with that bullshit.
No excuses.
It's going to be
Listen,
inflammatory, people. It absolutely
no
is.
excuses. If we listen, if you got the 7 businesses, right? And are you in a position to scale right now? And the reason why I say this, right, it's a two-part question. Let's say we go get 4 quadplexes right now. Okay, just go buy 4 quadplexes, put them over there where you are. You have your 7 businesses there. We take 16 people out of this chat, right? Out of these 85, put them in the home, right? You're not going to pay any rent, but it's going to come out of your pay. You're going to work, right? Now we give you the job. So now you get the job, you get the expertise in that field. You can go on and leave that job and go to another one. And during your downtime, you get to study the things that are going to make you money. You get to meet the people like Anthony who comes in here, Tom who comes in here, Paul who comes in here,
Yeah,
myself who
network.
comes in here, Chef now who comes in here. Chef, are you from St. Croix?
No, I'm
Where are
I'm
you from?
I'm from Jamaica, but I
Oh,
live in North
Jamaica. Fuck that.
Carolina.
I'm from the Virgin Islands. I thought you were St. Croix. Anyway, but look, so the question remains: do you 16 people want that? Right?
And
Do
that,
you
bro,
want
that's what we
somebody
do with
that can
H2B
control it?
workers, man. With my H2B workers, when we hired them, we gave them places to live because, duh, they don't have anywhere to live. So we gave them places to live and we took it out of their check. We took the rent out of their check, right? You got people that'll complain about that too. So, I mean,
What happens if you lose your job though? If you lose the job, is
lose,
my
if
Hold on,
question.
so
they lose their job,
If in don't in his
appreciate that, Joe.
example, yeah. What happens if they lose their job?
they get
If
kicked
they lose the
out.
job,
They
Let's.
can't
What
stay
are we?
there if they lose their job.
What are we worried about? We're going to give him the job.
Don't
You're
lose
going to
the
work in one of
job.
these 7 businesses,
Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't get fired and then expect to get the benefits of still working there. That's
right?
idiotic.
So why are we
The
saying, what if we lose the job? Why is it not? What does it take to keep this job and accelerate my
Yeah,
life?
like y'all aren't asking the right questions, man. You're asking the first question that you and I understand that you're in the middle and you're just trying to play devil's advocate with it, but like somebody that asks a question like that, like
I'm speaking from I'm speaking from personal experience this time because I have lost a job and I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. I felt like it was my boss didn't like me. We had a difference of opinion and they
There's
wrote me
female
out.
well,
And
deputies.
if that
if your
That's
was
boss
true.
and
didn't
if that
like
was
you,
hold
then
on. And if my housing was predicated on me keeping that job, then I'd be homeless.
right. So
There's a female out there who says
wouldn't
your
you do
girlfriend.
everything that you needed to do to make sure that your
Okay,
boss
pull
liked you
yourself up.
if you understood that
Yeah, be a
reality?
slave, brother. Be a slave, brother.
It's
You
nothing
You
to
ain't
said
do
no
with
what?
being a
hero.
slave. It just has to do with
You
being likable in the workplace. That's always going to
likable in the
benefit.
workplace.
This is another issue that when it comes with people that
Likeable is
look.
I
subjective.
like the
No, no,
slave
no, no, no,
comment.
no, no, no. This is another issue that comes with people that look like me, bro. You guys think that just because you're being nice within the workplace and you might not be
Man,
able to speak up on every bad thing that happens to you, right? That's being a slave within the workplace. Let
I
that
like the
shit
slave
fucking go,
comment.
man. Let it
I
go.
like the slave
Likability
no,
is
comment.
subjective. You could
Here's
not
why I like
speak
the
on
slave
personal
comment.
issues. You could put your head down and you
Here's
could
why I like
just
the slave comment. Here's why I like the slave
that's not
comment.
what I
If
said.
you don't want to
That's not
do
what I
that,
said.
then start your own business. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, of course. Start your
It's
own
one way or the
business.
other. You
I
cannot
make
sit
that
on the
shit
couch
sound
and be
so
like, "Yo, I
easy.
need to get paid. I need
Bro,
money."
bro,
No, you can't do
original,
that. You can't do
original,
that.
bro. Is there anything that I could say that you're not going to give me an excuse for? Anything?
It's not no. Well, I'll say this: the reason I'm giving you a hard time is not just because I don't agree with you. I understand passing out information. I actually applaud you for housing your employees. I'm just giving you a hard time about that. But my problem is with these conversations is that it misses a lot of context and it dismisses the history. And y'all get irritated when the history is
Nah,
brought up. But that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why Black Americans are so fucked up in this society because of the fucked up
because you're looking
foundation
in
we
the
grew up.
past.
See, there it is. Hold on, listen. It's
You're
not
looking in
about
the
looking in the
past.
past.
If I
My
got a
hold on,
pile of
hold on,
bills,
hold
nah,
on, hold
fuck that. If I got
on,
a pile of bills
hold
due,
on.
I need
Let
the
me
bills
Yo,
paid.
yo,
finish.
yo, 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 yo.
Let
Hey,
me
guys, hold on a
finish.
second. Hold
Starting
on.
wants
Just
to
let
pay
me
the
Hold on.
bills,
finish.
or we gonna turn around and we're gonna make more
Just
money to
let
pay
me
the bills. The
finish.
bills
I'm
take care
not
of
listening
themselves
to you,
if you
bro. I
look
don't
towards the
care what you're
future.
saying. Let me
I know you're
finish.
not listening
All
because you
right.
don't get it. You
I'm
want to sit
Damn,
there
yo,
in a
one
pile
at
of
a time,
okay. So
yo.
why are you
Just
still
yelling at
talking?
each other.
I'm getting mine off, bro. I'm getting mine off. Let me get mine off. So back to what I was saying. It's not about what you giving out. It's just kind of like what SK was saying. It's the attitude, it's dismissal of the history, right? Because I say that because it's not like we didn't do this already, right? As black folk. It's not just about slavery. It's about we did what you said, what you're talking about already, right? And people like me who have grandparents, well, we had grandparents, who has a father that's up in age, who has a mother up in age, and they tell me stories of what they had to go through. I'm not going to allow their struggle to just get washed the over, and I'm just going to get along with the system and not try to fix it, and not try to fix it from what happened in the past of
All right,
my
hold on.
family. So
You
y'all can
can't
have
But
fix
the
it
the
though.
conversation all
biggest,
y'all want. I ain't
the
going to shit.
best, the best way in order to
It don't
have
matter. It don't
victor.
matter if I can fix it. I'm gonna keep trying.
No, no, no. But
I
you
don't
have
need
that
that advice. I
mindset.
already know that
You
advice, big
have when you
dog.
have that
I
mindset about
already know
that, then
that
you need to
advice.
have that mindset about it all. It doesn't like you could say, "Hey, that stuff happened in the past, and we need to know about it." But the best way in order to move forward is success. Success is the ultimate victory in all of it. I understand we had Black Wall
Yeah,
Street.
but your
I
version of
understand that.
success
I
is not
understand they
mine.
fucking destroyed
Hold
it and
on.
they bombed the fuck out of it. I get that. But we build again. And
let
there's
me
nothing
Yeah,
wong with that.
again,
The
there
only
it
thing you
is
can control
again.
is you, man. You
Why
and
can
I
why
only
think
do
if
we have
we
to
control your
keep doing it
choices.
again? This wouldn't be
Right.
the
if
see
we
like y'all just make it seem like we just gotta get up and just accept the fact that they got rid of everything that we did and just be like, all right, well you did it again, did it already.
Get rid of
Let me just
everything of
hold
what?
myself up at a boot. Like, come on, bruh. Like
Hold
No,
on,
Yeah,
original.
you get
man.
rid of
I don't know.
Hold
I
on.
think there's a
original.
pride. I
yeah,
think
but
there's a
you
Original,
got
pride
all
all
I'm
types
saying
aspect
of
is
in
Some
that.
we're
examples.
gonna date again.
Give some
y'all,
examples of
y'all,
what you're
y'all just
talking
don't
about.
get me.
Original.
there
No,
needs to
no, no,
be an
no. Like
acknowledgement.
Black Wall Street's a great example. I think.
No, so what? So Black Wall Street
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the
something that
stock
we
market's
built,
still there.
right? We built it. So
Yeah,
if we
it
look at the
wasn't just Black Wall
obstacles,
Street though. It wasn't just one.
no,
It
there were
wasn't just
multiple.
one. It
There
wasn't
were
just one
multiple.
city. Exactly.
Yeah, Black Wall
So why
Street
do
is
we
just
have to
one of
do it
many.
again?
So what I'm saying to you,
What do you?
original, is
Hold
But
on,
this.
why
Hear
do
hold
me
on.
we
out.
have to do it again? It's
Hear
my
me
No,
out,
no.
POS.
original.
Well, we
Everybody
have
If
to
we
knows.
do
want
it, bro. We have
original,
to do it
if we
again.
want to succeed, we got to do it again. It just is what it is. It's gone.
Exactly.
What was there was
No,
gone. So
no,
I
no,
agree with
no,
them
no,
in that
no,
regard.
no, no.
Appreciate that, LT. What's up?
There are people that went through atrocities that got their quote unquote reparations. Let me
We
not say that
understand
word
that. We're
before
saying
y'all
I
we
gonna
knew
do
where
it
call
you
me
were going with
again,
Trump,
that, and
bro.
I'm 100
right?
on. I'm
Hold on,
100%
hold
on board with
on, hold
reparations. It's
on,
dependent on other
hold
people.
on.
If it's not gonna come, we
Right.
still got to build.
Oh,
I understand that,
stop,
SK. I
stop, stop.
understand that, SK.
Reparation.
But what I'm saying is that some people like me, are not going to give up that fight, and y'all get irritated with that shit. And I don't care if y'all
What
get
fight?
irritated. I'm going
Bro,
to
I'm
steer.
not
Exactly.
irritated.
What
I'm
fight?
going to
I
steer
want to
that
make it. I want to
conversation.
make it very clear that I'm not irritated at that. I'm irritated.
I'm not talking to you in particular.
I know, but man, I'm gonna
All
be
right, hold
honest
on.
with you. I'm irritated with you because I felt like within the context of this conversation, I was trying to give you something. I was trying to give you something. I was trying to give you some knowledge, some resources that you can use so that your kids can live a better life than you did. And you completely dismissed me. All
Right.
No,
because
I
you
mean, yeah,
didn't
I did.
all because you didn't you just
Yeah.
disagreed with me on one point. So
No, it wasn't just
like
one point. I agree. I disagree with you on a whole lot of shit you said.
that's fine.
But
But what I'm trying to get through is
and
you
you're
under
right. I did do that. You're right. I
Hold
did do
on.
that.
Let me ask, hold on.
There was
Original.
judgment
Hold on.
in
One
the
second. SK.
suggestion giving.
what
Original.
wait.
Hold on.
There was
Hold on. Let me ask.
judgment in the suggestion?
There was judgment and
Oh,
condescending in the
bullshit.
suggestion given.
Bro,
Yes.
y'all gotta dude, SK, bro, we're grown men. Damn all of that. Y'all gotta put your pride to the side, bro.
Hold on. Hold
Like,
on.
I don't give a fuck if it's condescending. They've been being nice about it for a little too long and it hasn't given us the results that we fucking need. So excuse me if I'm a little passionate about it. Excuse me if I think that it's very important. But at the end of the day, like all that compassion shit, you can get that from your mom and your auntie and your grandma. I'm not
And see,
them.
here we
So
are dismissing
so
human
look,
emotions.
I
Yeah,
didn't
No.
have
dude,
I didn't have
this
time.
isn't an
So now in
emotional
addition, so
art.
hold on,
This
hold on,
isn't
hold
an
on. So now
emotional
in addition, so hold on.
conversation.
Hold on. So now in addition to sacrificing, like, I gotta work 3 jobs. I gotta share the studio apartment. I gotta be likable at work. And now when I get on TikTok live, I gotta have people be condescending to me when they're trying to
SK.
give me information to better myself. At a certain point, yes, people
Man,
do have
dude,
pride and
this
people do
is
have
this is
egos and people have
crazy.
dignity.
Yeah, pride
And
come
when
before a fall,
people's
man.
But
dignity,
SK.
when people's dignity is
You
constantly
came up in
being
the live.
attacked
Bro,
because of their
Hold
economic
on.
hardships,
Hold on.
then
Stop.
that,
Stop.
yeah, it
Stop.
becomes a
You didn't have
problem.
to
Stop.
come up in
Let
the
me. Hold
live.
on.
SK.
No. Hold on. Let me. I've been silent. Hold on. SK and original. There is
Yeah.
nothing stopping anyone in this country from
Uh-huh.
starting a business today, from
That's not my
investing
point.
in the markets, in the stock market to
That
grow your wealth over time. There's
that's not
nothing
my
stop.
point.
Hold on, stop. There's nothing stopping anyone in this country from. Are there laws in place to stop you from doing that? Yes or no?
That's not my point. Y'all not
Okay, so
Yeah,
what?
answering that
So why are you
we
making
never made
conversation
these
that
that
point.
excuses?
We never
huh?
made that point.
Because you're not listening to me. You're not listening.
look,
So
bro.
You keep
Listen,
making up
listen,
stuff off
original.
the
listen, listen.
transcription.
Original. Original. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I get that there's systematic things that prevents us from getting to places, right?
Not even
I
that.
know I
Not
know there
even
are other
that.
people with connections that makes things a lot easier for them to get to those things than we don't have as many resources as other groups, but at the end of the day, if you have a goal, none of that matters. You
Exactly.
sitting down
Yeah. Yeah.
worried about what other people have or what they're doing to
Y'all
block
not.
you is
Jesus
not going to
Christ.
change anything. If you're on a football team, you don't say the defense is stopping me from scoring. You have to figure out how to beat the
You're
defense.
not
That's
Can
life.
I,
listening to me.
Chef?
This
Can I
has
use that
nothing to do
analogy?
with anything you're
Can
talking
I
about. I
use that
didn't say
analogy, the
Sure,
football
go
anything.
ahead.
analogy?
You're
Go
not
ahead.
listening.
You don't say the defense is stopping me from scoring, but you pay attention to the formations that the defense ran and the things that they did in the past to make sure that you don't make the same mistake and get stopped by the same defense again.
Absolutely. I,
And we
I'm
That's
with
all
saying
we're
you
Well,
saying.
at
100%.
some point you got to play. At some point you got to hike the ball, homeboy.
uh, and I'm
At some
saying that
point.
Bill Belichick is in the stands looking at I call plays and got a game plan ahead
At some point, you
and
still got to
defend
hike
it.
the ball.
You
Spygate.
get
Wait,
me?
hold on.
You get
You
me?
still got to hike
You
the
get
ball.
me?
You still
You
got to hike
feel
it.
me?
Hey
You still got
yo,
to
You
hike the
feel
ball.
me?
hey,
You
he
still got
really
to hike the
just
You
ball.
feel
he
me?
he just brought up Bill Belichick,
You feel me?
bro.
But you
Nah,
still
y'all
got to
brought up
play.
football.
Let me
Spygate
respond.
is real.
I'm going to respond to you
I'm just
respectfully.
saying, y'all
I'm
brought
going to
up
respond to you
football.
respectfully because we were talking about my cadence and we were talking about all that. I'm going to respond to you respectfully, okay? I deal with the same thing with my wife, right? We want to talk about the bills. The bills piling up and sitting there, and we turn around. We literally turn around and stop doing income producing activities, IPAs. And I know, Chef, you can attest to this. We
You muted, bro.
I got a phone call. I'm sorry. I always get. We literally stop the process of making money or thinking of ways to make money or in that piece or in that meditation. We stop that and focus on just sitting in the shit and focus on just the bills. Whose turn was it to pay it? Why don't we have this? Why don't we have that? Instead of turning around, making the money and that shit will take care of itself. And there's nothing stopping you, is what you're saying, from doing that stuff. When you're talking about Bill Belichick and you're talking about looking at all that stuff, that's the meditation. There's a time and a place to that, number one. And eventually you gotta hike the ball. You have to.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't
couldn't
I don't
100%
really, I
agree.
know
couldn't really
I don't
hear
know
what
what
you
happened.
said.
So listen, like what I'm getting at, right? What I'm getting at is there are different things that we can do within the country in order to put people in the right position. Okay, they're like there just is. So if you're not willing to do that off of the back of hey, my people went through this A B C D E, then by all means, I guess your opinion's more valid than the results. But when we're talking about the things that people can do, not just black people, because white people in this country have it just as hard as we do, right? Like if these people go out and they become valuable and they
White people do not have it just as hard.
Yes, they do.
yeah, well, I mean,
No.
I know that's the common like standpoint that black people want to take. Most white people don't have generational wealth either, man. They're working just as hard as we are. They're
But
trying to
even
get
if
to
they
the
don't
same.
have
They're trying to get to
generational
the
wealth,
same point.
we don't have the same opportunities, and historically we never have. And
All
Okay,
we
right,
act
it's
like
all right.
this is something.
Hold
Hold on,
on.
and we act like this is something in the distant
Be
past.
be
But
specific.
I get
Be
okay.
Not bring
specific.
up not bring up the
I'll
past.
be very specific. I know. I used to
Talking about
date
today.
someone.
Now I'm not talking about the past. Today. Be
Yeah,
specific
we
about
Okay,
yeah we
today.
we know
I'll
what you're
be
saying
very
is true.
Today,
specific. I used
It's
to
everything
not gonna
date a
take
changes.
young
you out of your
lady.
problems.
Cause and
I used
effect
to date a young
does not
lady.
exist.
Her father.
He
Oh
gonna
no,
tell
my
us that
father.
story.
I'm trying to get the
go
scenario.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
go ahead, bro. Hello?
Go ahead,
Oh,
SJ.
my fault. I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yes, go ahead. You were telling the story. Go ahead.
So yes, used to date a young lady. Both of our grandparents were World War II veterans. After the war, they were able to come home. Her father, her grandfather, white, was able to benefit from the GI Bill.
Bro, you talking about the
Was able to
past.
get a no income home loan. Hold on. So we talking about the
Nigga, I
past,
said
but
today.
so we
Yep,
talking about the
today.
Bro,
past.
just let him
But
finish,
this
bro.
is
Just let him
All
finish.
right, all right, all right, all right.
but we're acting like these past things don't have a tangible effect on today.
They
Nick,
Cause
Well,
cause
I
They
don't.
people
absolutely do. They absolutely
That.
do.
I'm not
they
saying that
do.
it doesn't have a tangible impact on today. But sitting around pretending that all white people benefited from the GI Bill and that the people that benefited from the GI Bill actually used that GI Bill in order to pass down like wealth to their fucking children or grandchildren, that's not true. So I mean, like when we're talking
But the
about
GI
these
Bill is
things, we
one
have to
The
of
host.
hold
a
The
on,
host.
litany of
hold on,
examples. So we talked
hold
about the
on.
GI Bill. We talked about
Whoa,
the Freeman. Well, we didn't talk about the Freeman's Bank, but I was thinking
whoa.
about it. We talked about Black Wall Street. We talked about
What?
redlining.
I
We
don't.
talked about
I
all
don't.
these other
Is
things
this
that are
is
racially
hello? Is
based.
this thing working?
There are literal books written on this by scholars. The Color of Law. The like all of these things take place, and we're acting like that is not real.
No,
No.
no,
What
they're real.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, because I feel like maybe I haven't been myself in the context of this conversation. I was trying to be nice, right? I was trying to be as nice as
Yeah,
I
you've been
possibly
nice.
could. I don't give a fuck about any of that. What can we do today in order to be better?
there it is.
And that's
Hey,
the
we already
problem.
knew you felt
No, no,
that
no,
way.
no. That's a question that
Fuck.
I'm asking to you.
You was
What can we
being
do today
honest.
in order to be better? I'm not asking original because there's some
Literally,
things that original doesn't know. But what are some things we can
uh,
do in order to be better?
We
he
can
thought he
acknowledge
insulted
the
you.
fact that the people today that you're asking to do better are still dealing with all of the remnants of these things and
Okay.
not
Okay.
act like
How
it's
does that
just
Okay.
how
So
personal
does
so
and not
SJ.
act like and not
SK,
act like it's just personal decision
SK.
making that is the reason that they're in the circumstances that they're in. A lot of people were placed in these circumstances. So we have
All
to
right.
acknowledge
How
that
does acknowledging
before we
that?
can
Hold on.
continue.
How does acknowledging that create generational wealth for our people?
You have to acknowledge that in order to get to a base
No, you
of
don't.
understanding. Yes, you
No,
do.
you
Because
don't.
if you don't have understanding,
Understanding
then y'all are
what?
just grandstanding.
Understanding what? What?
You
How
have
does
to
doing what you're
understand this.
saying build generational wealth for anybody?
You have to understand the circumstances that got somebody to the point that they are in before you can make suggestions on how they live their life or how they should live their life going forward. If you
All
don't know
right,
what
bro.
happened to them, you
Listen, bro.
can't tell
I
them
can't
how to
know
do
what
better.
happened to everybody in the country, man. I can't. So when I'm asking you a direct question, what do we need to do in order to build generational wealth for our people and for the other people within the country? The white people, the Asian people, the Indian people, the Middle Eastern people, all of them. What can we do right now in order to build that for ourselves and for our children?
Hold on.
You can vote in politicians that are
Oh my
willing
god.
to raise the
Oh my
corporate tax rate.
god. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
How
SK.
does
Hold
how
on.
does
One second.
raising
One second.
how
One
does
second. One
raising the
second.
tax rate give you
And now,
generational wealth?
Hold on. Let me ask him a
you
question real
No,
quick.
don't ask shit. How does raising the tax rate give you generational wealth?
I'm not even going to finish the explanation because you cut me off.
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to tell me anything about that that's going to be able to give you generational wealth, man.
Hold
Because
on.
you weren't listening in the first place. But go ahead, T. Scott.
SK.
Oh, so you're
Why?
not
Hold
okay,
on.
right? Nah, we're
Let
not.
me ask
Nah,
you.
no. He
Hold on.
doesn't
One second.
control. He doesn't control who talks in the context of this fucking conversation. The fuck,
Let me ask him a question real quick. Real
Hey
quick. Very
man,
direct. SK.
bro?
Why are people from other countries, India, Albania, Russia,
same argument.
Even Africans come into this country,
Hmm.
and why do they do better than Black Americans? Answer that.
You don't want to
That's
hear
a
that.
very
You
direct
don't want to
question.
hear the answer. You don't want to hear the answer
Can
because
I?
it has
Do
something to
you
do with
want?
the
Do you
system.
want a systemic answer? Or do you want a very specific example?
I want a
No, they
real,
want
a
you to
real
say it's
answer.
black
I
people's
want the
fault.
real. I don't want no. I want the real
We
Okay.
want
answer.
you to
Why they come
say
in here and do
it's
what
Have
they
you
black
heard of
do?
the
people's
Freedmen's
fault.
Bank?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh man.
Look, he
All
wants
right,
you to
so
say black people's
I'm
fault.
gonna answer. I'm gonna answer the question. Okay, what we do is first of all, white, black men, Middle Eastern men, Asian men, like Chinese men. I don't give a fuck. Fucking Mexicans, Hispanics. The first thing that we need to do, the first thing, is that when we
Mm,
have children, we need to be married to the
mm.
people that we're having children with.
This argument.
That's the
Brilliant.
first. That's the
Brilliant. I've
first
never
thing
heard this
because
argument before.
family is the foundation for this stuff. You can't pass down anything to anybody if your family structure is fucked up. And that's a big reality for a lot of people that look like us. Like our
Facts.
family structures are just fucked up.
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
first thing, right?
Why is that?
I don't think that should be hard.
It
Well,
doesn't
I'll
matter
tell
why.
you why that.
What you
I'll tell
mean?
you why
Why?
that
It
is.
doesn't
I'll tell
matter
you why
why.
it is. I'll tell you why. It's because
It's
we got a
pragmatic.
bunch of men running around thinking they can just fuck anybody and they
Uh,
don't give a fuck about the consequences and they don't have the money to pay for the consequences. That's why.
mm, mm.
And that's the truth.
The typical
That's
bullshit.
why.
That's not the truth. It's not
That's
the truth, but it's
absolutely the
typical
truth.
bullshit.
See, I don't
It's not
put
the
and
truth.
I don't
It's
put this
part of the
shit.
truth.
I
Y'all,
don't put this shit on the
you,
females. I put it on the people that claim to be leaders. We are the leaders
but
within the
the,
society,
You,
so we have to hold the
I,
responsibility for the consequences that happen off of the things that we fucking do. So
It's
yeah,
part of
you
the
shouldn't
truth.
it's
bow down to the
no,
system and
it's the
and
whole
put
fucking
us in this
truth.
situation.
It's the whole
No,
truth. This is
you
why,
original,
saying
bro,
as a
bro, bro,
man, you must
original,
then
bro.
bow down to the system that
Oh
stole
my
everything
original.
and
lord. This
accept
has
the
nothing
terms
to
that
do
they
with the
gave you.
system. This has to do with people taking
They
responsibility for the things they
saying
create.
no. What you're saying is what you're saying is accept the fact that they stole everything and set the
I'm
terms
not even
and
talking
then
about that. I'm not even
oh, okay,
talking
cool.
about that.
Of course you're not. You're never talking about the
No,
actual
I'm
system. You're
not
always talking
talking
about
about
individual
that.
people. Yeah, you're always talking about the individual people because you're a slave to the fucking system.
Oh my
You're a
That's
god,
all.
slave,
bro.
bro.
This is so dude.
Original. You
Er,
spoke about Black Wall Street earlier. I'm gonna ask you to go do research on what the rate of marriage was at Black Wall Street. Go look at what they
It was
had in
over
place,
60%.
why they were able to
These
thrive,
fucking
that we're
arguments
not
are
doing now.
goddamn old,
And do
man.
we
They're
acknowledge that there have
fucking
been laws and
old.
policies put in place since then that incentivize single
That's,
parent
Yes,
households?
there
Oh,
is. Yes.
wait. Why
don't.
would the women want to pick the government over their own men?
Oh well, maybe
because the
because it was
government is
around the
providing
fucking crack
benefits. It's
era.
consistent
Why
benefits.
why aren't they
But
getting those
maybe
benefits
because it
from the
wasn't.
man that they're with?
Maybe it wasn't because there wasn't that many jobs with livable
What
wages
why
to
why
sustain
aren't
the
they getting
fucking
those
project.
benefits from the man that
Maybe
they're
they didn't have
with?
transportation. Maybe they didn't have transportation to get to them fucking low
Why
wage
didn't
jobs
the
that they
man
was
have
fucking passing
transportation
out.
in order to get to the
Like, get the
job?
fuck out of here, because they, bro, like you
He's giving
missing
you the
so much
answers, but
fucking
you just keep
context.
No, he didn't
putting
give
it
me an
back
answer
on
to
them.
that.
Okay,
He's giving me a bunch of
this is why.
excuses. That's what I fucking
No,
hear.
exactly. This is why I gave you so much fucking pushback because you calling reasons excuses. You calling
No,
reasons
no, no,
why
no.
you
Do you
think.
know the difference between a
Of course.
reason and an excuse?
Yeah, I know it, but you are going to say everything is an excuse
Well,
because
yeah. Oh,
you.
hold on. The reason why he's saying that what you're saying is an excuse is because you can actually do something about what you're talking about.
Oh my God, bro. You so hold on. So you telling me if you
Bro,
don't have
everything that
transportation,
you said
so
is an
you
excuse, man.
maneuver you maneuver all the jobs into you maneuver everybody into what they call the projects, right? You put jobs that you don't put the real jobs near you, the good paying jobs near those projects. You put the low paying wages near the projects. Then you put crack in or smugs in the communities of
Who
those
sells the
projects.
crack?
And
Who sells the crack and who buys the crack?
The United States government.
Who buys it?
in the world, like what in the world? So psychology don't matter, cause and effect don't
No,
matter,
all that stuff
history don't
matters,
matter.
but
None
we
of
have
this
to
shit
take
matters.
accountability,
Only
man.
because you motherfuckers
I
got
call
into a
that
tax
mental
bracket.
weakness.
Oh, of course you call it fucking mental weakness because you're a fucking TikTok baby and y'all got everything fucking easy now. So
What are
y'all
you?
think that shit
All
was
right, what are
easy
you
then.
doing there?
You fucking TikTok, y'all some fucking TikTok
You're
babies.
alive
That's the
right
fucking
now.
problem.
Bro,
So what are you
I
doing?
think if you stayed in here long enough that you'd realize there's actually a lot of different things that you can actually learn from watching my show that would benefit
Oh
you
my
and
God.
benefit
You're
your
not
family.
listening to me, bro. I
And
am
you ain't
aware of
No,
the
listening.
I'm
of
listening, bro. I'm
no, you're
definitely
not.
listening to what you're saying. I
Listen,
understand.
no,
I
no.
haven't said that what you said isn't
He's
something that's
listening, but he's
happened,
not
bro.
hearing it.
No, I think listening is a lot better than hearing. So
No,
listen,
you need to
when
hear.
I'm
Y'all just making excuses, man.
We
okay,
hear you, SJ.
so
We hear you,
guys,
original.
everybody stop, because this is like I don't understand why this is so hard to to grasp. Okay, a reason is something that it is somebody that acknowledges like a barrier and they take responsibility to overcome it. That is what a reason is. An excuse is a justification that shifts responsibility away from you and stops any action in order to fix it. That
So
is
you
what
didn't hear
and
what I
those
said.
are the
You didn't hear what I said.
okay.
So you
All right.
obviously didn't
So
hear what I said.
let's talk about this then, right? Let's talk about this. So, original, do you have a house?
Right, yes, I have a house.
You got a mortgage?
No, I have a house without a mortgage.
Okay, so you got your house paid off, right?
And I got a golden gate in front of it that I can sell
Oh,
to you for $12.
are you being serious or are you fucking around? I don't
Now,
understand.
obviously, I'm fucking around because I mean, obviously, you believe anything that you read, and just because you
Well,
make a couple dollars,
I
you
didn't
think that
believe
the
you
system
just
is gonna.
now. I just want you to have an honest, like, adult conversation
No,
with me real quick. That's all.
no, I'm not gonna give you my fucking specifics of my life.
I didn't
That's
ask for
not
a
happening.
specific. I just said, do you have a house? That's all I asked.
Okay, yes, assume I do. Go.
Okay. Okay, so you have a house, right? Which I'm assuming by you not being able to just answer that question that you don't, you're just renting. But I'm assuming that
Okay,
you want.
go.
I'm assuming you want a house one day, correct?
No, I don't. Go.
Okay, you don't want a house. All right, dude.
And there's the
How old are you?
condescension.
No, dude, don't fuck you, bro. Stop talking about the fucking condescension. I'm asking an adult man fucking simple questions, and he's acting like a child.
I'm not acting like a child.
This is
And that
stupid. You
response
keep
was
talking about the
mature.
fucking condescension. I'm trying to
And that
help.
response
And
was mature. You're
bro, I'm
triggered
trying to,
because
yeah, because you
I'm
keep
calling it
talking
out.
about the fucking condescension, bro. Like,
I'm
stop
not
saying condescension. I
triggered.
already told you this isn't a fucking argument based on how
You
he
said
fucking feels.
condescending.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to give people the knowledge they need in order to be better. Fuck your feelings. I don't care. I
Right,
don't.
right.
Talk to somebody
But
that gives a fuck.
you're so triggered now by
Because you
words.
keep fucking saying condescension. Stop. Damn.
Right.
Do you have a
And
house
you
or
keep
not,
being
bro?
condescending.
Okay, and I'm gonna
What
keep
does
fucking
it
doing it.
matter? Go
Stop
through
me.
your
Do
fucking
something to fucking stop
scenario,
me then. I'm
bro.
gonna keep doing it. What you gonna
See,
do?
Go through your
this is
go through your
the perfect
scenario,
example
Exactly,
of
bro.
how
bro.
he wants
Exactly. You're
everybody
not
to
gonna do
exist.
shit. You're not gonna do a damn thing. Original. You want to buy a house
This
one
is the
day, right? You
professionalism
want
that
your
he wants to
children
see.
to buy a house one day, right?
No,
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
yes,
do. Right.
we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
buy
Yeah,
a
you
house
do.
for
Because
sure.
every
Why not?
parent will want them to buy a house. Everybody will fucking
Yeah,
want that.
sure.
So that
Okay.
you do.
Okay.
So how many assets do you personally hold that you can actually give to your children when you pass away?
He probably don't got none himself.
What does it matter?
Okay,
That's what
so
I'm
I'm going to
saying.
tell you the
What
reason.
do their
I'm going to tell you
points?
the reason why it matters. Okay, when we're talking about building generational wealth, owning assets and not just having income is very important. We focus on buying things that make money while we sleep, right?
Correct.
And those things are real estate, dividend-paying stocks, businesses, index funds. Those are the four things that you need to keep within the back of your mind.
He don't
Okay,
even know what that is, bro.
and that's fine. That it's okay if he doesn't know what it is. He can do the
Why
research
are
on his
you
own.
assuming? Why are you assuming
Bro,
that I need
don't
this?
feed
Why
in.
are you assuming that I need this information? This is the problem. TikTok is for debate. I didn't get on this motherfucker to learn anything. Y'all was having a conversation about certain shit. I don't need to learn shit from you on TikTok. That's why I'm giving you the answers. I told you that shit earlier, bro.
So
I
is
told you that
debating
shit
people
earlier.
fixing anything for you?
You said what?
And this, guys, right there is
Is
all I needed.
debating
That's
people
all. That's
is
all I
that
needed to hear,
fixing
bro.
anything?
That's all I needed to hear right there.
Well, I told you that
So the
earlier though.
reason, remember what I told you guys in lives past. The reason why you're not going to get where you want to go is because there's things you're not willing to do. This dude is not willing to listen to somebody talk for 3 minutes and give him information that could
Who
actually
told
give
you I
him
needed
something.
this? Who told you I needed it though?
You selfish bastard. It's not about you.
Right.
But you're
It's
talking
about
to me and you're
everybody
giving me
else.
the
I'm using
information.
you in order to give the information to everybody else that's on here. It's not about you. You
Okay,
self-centered
that's
prick.
fine. Okay, that's fine.
Hey,
If that's
I'll
what
take the
if
information. No
that's how you
excuses.
went, if that's how you went with
God
that, that's
damn,
how you
man.
trying to
Y'all
accuse.
are
That's how
so
you trying to
fucking
accuse me.
pretentious. You think everything is always about fucking you.
Oh, now I'm selfish and pretentious. Of course.
God
Like, come on,
damn.
you were trying to
Real
give me a
estate,
small ass
dividend
lesson,
paying
bro.
stocks, businesses, index funds. Those are the four things, owning assets that make money while you sleep. All four of those things can make money while you sleep. Income pays bills, assets build wealth. We have created a society where people go out and spend money on a bunch of liabilities that take income away from their bank account instead of putting income into their bank account. Okay. So when it comes to buying real estate or building real estate, right? Buying rental properties that are going to cash flow, number one wealth transfer tool in the fucking world. And you have it here in the United States. Use the FHA loan, use the VA loan to get into your and to get into the homes with low down payments, right? Hold property long term. Don't let tenants pay down your I'm sorry, let the tenants pay down your equity, right? You invest early, you invest consistently inside of these index funds, inside of your retirement accounts, your SEP IRA, your Roth IRA, your IWLs, right? You open up a UTMA or a custodial Roth IRA for your kids so that instead of being like this fucking guy, when your kid turns 18, they'll have the money that they need in order to get into what they want to get into. If they want to start if your kid wants to start a business and they need $200,000 to start a business, you should have the money to give to them. Period.
Correct.
Because you decided to have that child. They didn't ask to fucking be here. You knew what the world was like when you had that fucking baby. You just weren't fucking thinking about it before you busted a fucking nut in that woman.
Nope, I was 19.
And that tells me everything I fucking need to know right there. You're
Right.
still 19 too.
Exactly.
Yes, I am. I am 19.
So instead of
No, no,
instead of having and passing down a bunch of terrible shit or nothing at all in order to give to your children, why not put a few hundred dollars a month into a UTMA or a Roth IRA if they got earned income? You can grow into six figures by the time they get 18 years old. So when they want to go to college, they have their retirement fund. They don't have to hear daddy say, well, daddy doesn't make enough money in order to send you to school, son. So you're going to have to go work in the factories.
It's because he don't care.
It's because you don't give a fuck.
How
He
are
don't
y'all
care.
assuming this shit? Y'all crazy as hell.
Well, if you
Hang
hold
on,
on,
hang on, hang on. Ask
For
them if
because of
they
a
even know
conversation.
what like Roth
no, hold
IRAs
on.
and shit are.
Original. If you did care, you would be doing some stuff like this.
Bro, how do you know my life, dog? I'm on TikTok and I'm talking
I
to you. You
tried to
acting like
ask
you
you
know my
about your
life.
life and you didn't want to give me an answer. So now I
I
have
don't
to
need to give
assume.
you an answer. No, you don't have to assume. You can have your fucking conversation, your learning
How am I
session.
going to do that if
Stop
I'm
trying to
asking you questions
what
within the context of a conversation and you don't want to talk to
you
me? You're
don't
giving me
need
fucking
to
childish ass answers like you're not a grown
because
man.
you don't because you could have said exactly what you said without asking me my personal fucking information. You did it for a reason. I'm not stupid. Like, come on, bro.
Bro,
Like,
you
half the
already told me.
conversation
You
is
already
just
told me that you don't know what the UTMA is. I wasn't doing it to insult you.
just
That is
because
not the
one
reason I was
thing,
All right,
asking you what
hold
I
you
on,
was
bring up
asking
original,
you.
one
I
thing.
wasn't
original.
You
doing
bring up
it to
one thing.
insult you. I was doing it so I could teach
I
you.
didn't. I didn't say you was. I'm not
All
talking
right,
about that. I'm talking
original,
about what you just did. Talk about asking me a
original.
question. That
Name,
UTMA situation. Hold on, bro. I never heard of it. I appreciate that, but yes, I gave you pushback because I thought this was a debate channel. I didn't know that this was
Well,
me trying
now
to
you
get you
know
to
this
speak.
isn't
I
a
didn't come up
fucking.
and.
There's nothing to debate.
Uh,
There's really nothing to debate,
bro,
bro.
it's TikTok. I thought that's what the fuck we
That's
do on
because
TikTok. I
those
didn't
are the
know you was.
TikToks those are the TikTok lives that you join.
Oh yeah, because that's what I'm on TikTok for. I didn't know this was
Okay,
because
why don't instead of going on
y'all was
TikTok
having
to
a
argue with
debate.
motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about you, why don't you get on TikTok and learn something that's gonna finance your children's future?
Because
Dad,
I don't need that. I don't
father,
need that on Tik. I don't
leader,
need that on
learner.
TikTok. I don't need that on TikTok. I have that off of TikTok.
You know what, bro? You got
That
it, bro.
diatribe you just
You
gave,
got it.
I
And
already know that
this is why I'm
information.
telling y'all. So
I
when I
just
tell
didn't know
y'all that
about
you
the
guys don't need to be having
UTMA.
children, when I say that shit, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't need to be having children. You're children yourselves. You want to have children but not take the responsibilities that come with having children in the first fucking place. You don't want to give your children anything. You want them to turn into the exact fucking person that you are right now. A fucking complainer. And I think that shit is sad. So miss me with the whole, well, now this guy's saying that no, that we shouldn't be having children. Now he's saying that you shouldn't be going out and having kids. No, you shouldn't be fucking having kids. Get your shit straight first.
How do you that shit? You go assuming.
I don't know
You
shit
mad
about
because
you,
you
motherfucker. And when I ask, you don't
exactly
answer me.
because
So
you
yeah, I'm gonna
assuming
assume.
because I don't have to.
I think you're from the fucking
Uh,
hood, and anytime anybody ever
oh,
tried to teach you some shit, you gave them this attitude right here, and that's exactly why you
okay.
are where you are today. You don't know the different accounts that you
Okay.
need to open for your fucking children to give them a better life than you fucking live, because you don't want your children to live a better life than you fucking live. You think you're just fine because you have pride. So since you think you're just fine, you're okay with your children turning out like you're dumb ass if it means it
Original,
makes you feel better. And
original.
I
Name me
say
one.
fuck that.
Original. Name me one ETF you invested in.
Why would I give you that? Like, for what? Like, y'all
That's not
asking personal
personal. Just
information like
name
I
me
give a
one.
fuck.
That's not a
No,
personal
because I
question.
don't care about y'all's opinion. I did not come up here to
You
get
don't
my
care about
personal
anybody's
information.
opinion, man.
No,
You
I'm
only
not
give a fuck.
y'all. This is not
You
y'all.
think that the only opinion that matters is what's in your pea-sized fucking brain. That's what you think. It's because you have pride, bro. Y'all gotta get this pride shit out, bro. It's starting to get a little bit old with grown men. Who the fuck are you trying to impress? You should be trying to impress the mother of your children. You should be trying to impress your ancestors. You should be trying to impress your children so that they have somebody to look up to and say, my dad did what he was
Right.
supposed to do so that I can live a life different than the life that these other kids are fucking living. That's what you should have pride for. But instead, you guys have pride in ignorance. That is stupid. That is so dumb to me. I'll never
Original.
understand it, and nobody's ever gonna make me fucking understand it.
Original. You come on TikTok just to argue with people, basically. What you
No,
saying?
that's not what I said. But at the end of the
Oh,
day,
wait, but hold on. You just said you don't come on here to learn. You come on here to debate. So you basically said you just come on here to argue with people.
no. I said this is TikTok. This app is meant to debate on the side that I go on.
So
So
you just are.
hold on. When I first got onto these panels, right, it was all about debating. I don't run into these financial shits because I understand where you're
Because they know
coming from,
that
but I
the
don't.
algorithm doesn't push it out to you, bro. You want to
Bruh,
argue with
bruh,
people.
I know. Okay, that's fine. Like, I'm
It's
not on
not
TikTok to
fine.
learn.
That's your
It is fine.
problem.
Not
What
to
about that
you.
is fine? What about that is okay
Every
when you have children that need to be taken
everybody.
care of and you want to have them living a better life than you do? What about that is fine? Please explain it to me.
What I said. Okay, I don't need TikTok to make my kids' life better.
What are you
Maybe
using
some
to make your
people
kids' life
do.
better? What are you doing? Teach me.
What?
You're older than
There
I
you
am.
go.
Teach me.
There you go. Asking. No, I'm not. No. There you go.
You
Trying to
got the
tell me what
wisdom,
I'm
OG.
doing.
Original, bro, teach me something. What are you doing in order to make your kids' life better? Teach me something.
I'm living and I'm breathing. I'm giving them great
Fuck
advice.
you, bro. Fuck you.
Look, why are you getting so mad? Because
It makes me
because
mad because this shit isn't good. Nothing about this is
no.
good. What do you
No,
expect
we're
me to be?
only advocating for
Oh, I'm
assuming.
so
We're
happy that I got a
advocating for
black man up here that
assuming.
doesn't want to take care of his children and give them a better life.
Well,
That's so great.
but you're
I'm so
assuming. There you
happy
go,
about that.
assuming
That's so
again.
great. That's
Original,
not
You're
fucking
real
good.
assuming
quick,
again.
bro. Hey, how old is you, bro?
Don't worry about how old I am.
See, so I think what the host is talking about is that for whatever reason, you talking about you ain't coming up here to learn or trying to open your mind up to shit. You come up on TikTok just to argue like a little fucking female. But yeah, at the
Okay,
end
that's
of the
fine.
day, you still up on this motherfucker for 25, 30 minutes and you trying to respond with everything with straight petulance.
Okay,
Do
that's fine.
you
But
know
like
what
I said
petulance
earlier,
means?
No, he doesn't know
yes,
what
I
fucking
do.
petulance
Of
means.
course I
My
don't.
boy
People that are
illiterate.
petulant don't know what petulant means.
He illiterate.
And
Yeah,
and
man.
and what the host said as well is this is the biggest thing for us in the colored community. You know what I mean? The fucking pride and ignorance. Like you think that shit's fucking cute, so you keep doing it. I don't know if you peaked in high school or what, bro, but you need to get the fuck up off here because you're just making yourself look like a clown the second you talk, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's fine. That's fine.
That
Everybody
you're
in the
But
comments,
look,
you're
y'all
taking a
right. With
channel
y'all right.
that's
everybody in the
usually
I'm about
comments
to.
is talking about
I'm about
the
to.
kind of
host
With
being.
trashy.
y'all right.
Hold on, real quick, real
With
quick.
y'all
The
right.
host
I'm about to drop. Hold on. I'm about to drop. Y'all right.
No,
Y'all
it's
got it.
actually entertaining to be quite frank with you. The ignorance,
Well,
I love
exactly.
ignorance. I love
Yeah, that's
toying with
fine.
them.
You can love the
Listen, bro,
ignorance.
and I
Listen,
want to
bro.
concrete
I'm about to
in. I
entertain
hate the fact
and
that
I'm
we're
about.
getting entertainment from somebody that looks like me, that should be giving me knowledge in order for me to be better because you're older than I am. You have children. I don't have children yet. Are you married? Let's ask that question. At least be married.
And you know what's crazy? These motherfuckers want to come up on here and be in the comments saying, "Oh, well, the host don't got
You're
everything."
married, right? Original, you're married. You had kids within the context of a marriage, right?
He was
No,
19. Hell no,
no.
he didn't.
Yeah, you
I'm a
didn't.
baby daddy,
You
brother.
didn't. Exactly. This is
No, I
like,
didn't.
when do we stop? Like
I
when
don't
do we
know.
when do we get to the point where enough is enough and we just say, I'm tired of it?
Literally,
Are we
bro.
not sick? Are we not sick of having illegitimate children? Like, are we not tired of that shit? Y'all think that shit?
I
I see
think
black women on
it's
fucking TikTok with their fucking illegitimate babies on their fucking hips, dancing and shit, shaking their ass with a bonnet on. And I see white women, Asian women, Middle Eastern women getting married, having families, getting real estate, building wealth for their kids. At what point do we say enough is enough? I'm sick of this shit. At what
You know what's crazy?
point?
This
Hey,
motherfucker
look,
being
I
this
don't want to fuck
goddamn
up your
ignorant
life.
with his
You
daughter
can
posting
drop
on
me,
his
bro.
account. Bro, be better for your daughter. It
Why
was
you
supposed to be
looking
the
at my
kids was making
profile?
their
You're
parents look
weird,
bad. Now the
bro.
motherfucking
Why you
parents
looking
making
at
their
why
kids look bad.
you looking at my profile? That's weird.
You
Hey, bring
goddamn
your ass
Bro,
right,
here,
bitch. It's
bro.
public. You fucking
put a
no.
one in the
Wow.
chat. Put a one in the chat if you're tired of it.
Hey,
Please.
hey, hey,
Put
I'm
a one
getting
in the
tired
chat
of
if
it,
you're
so
fucking tired of it,
y'all
bro.
can drop me, bro.
I'm sick
I'm
of it.
tired of it, so you can drop me, bro. I don't want to fuck up your live, dog. You
You're
can
not
drop me.
fucking up my life, bro. All you're doing is concreting in the shit that I
No,
say every fucking
no.
day,
What I'm saying,
man.
no. What
Look at
I'm
the
saying is,
chat. Look at the chat,
no,
bro. Look
listen,
at it. Look at
listen.
it. Look at
I
it. You
don't care about the
prideful
chat.
motherfucker. Look at it.
I
Look how
don't care
people
about the chat,
perceive
right?
you. Look how
I
other
do
people
not care.
perceive you, father,
Okay, I'm asking you to
leader.
drop.
Look how they perceive you, bro.
I'm asking you to drop me.
Why do I gotta drop you? You're a dad. Figure it out on your fucking own. You came up here.
This motherfucker, boy. And
Oh,
people like that just
Tired
don't.
of this shit, bro. Sick of it, man. I can't say it enough. You guys have got to figure out a way to get a grip on it, bro. I don't give a fuck about this government shutdown. I don't care about all that racism shit. There's gonna be people that don't like you throughout your entire life, and all of them ain't gonna be racist. Some of y'all are just insufferable as fuck to be around. And it don't have nothing to do with your fucking skin color. Black people
You
hate
wonder
you.
why I'm racist to black people.
So at some point, we got to understand, you know what? Maybe other people's opinions do matter. Maybe I do need to be a better person. Maybe I do need to change the way I behave. Maybe my daughter's looking up to me and she's trying to find out who she needs to marry. And that'll be the same person that wants his daughter to marry a black man, but look at the representation that you're putting out to her fucking face, man.
Have you ever noticed
I'm
how common
fucking,
that
my
is?
face is twitching. I'm so fucking mad right now.
How common it is for motherfuckers to say, well, I just don't give a damn about people's perception on me. Everybody loves saying they don't give a fuck about how other people look at me because I ain't gonna see them
I
another
don't give
day
a
in their
fuck
life.
about how anybody thinks of me, but I want an opportunity. That don't go together.
Yeah, but I wanna run my business where my face is gonna have to be fucking wherever I go and wherever the shit. My business is my face. My face is my business. You motherfuckers don't know who y'all gonna run into. That's what I noticed.
Bro, Zoe King, You said marriage is terrible. You said nobody's falling for that scam of marriage. Y'all gotta stop watching fucking YouTube. Get off Fresh and Fit bullshit. This is real world. This ain't Miami. The women you're around are like that. The women you're around are not marriage material. The women I'm around every day are. The birds of a feather flock together. If you're constantly around people that you think suck and that the marriage is a fucking scam, the same motherfucker saying marriage is a scam ain't never been fucking married before. Ever. A lot of y'all ain't even got your dick wet.
No excuses. I've been married 34 years.
The people that I hang around think marriage is great. I just think y'all don't want any, bro. Y'all don't want any. Y'all don't want even the tiniest fucking smidge of accountability from anybody, bro. From anybody. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. We have a collective of people within this country that are trying to subvert responsibility at every fucking turn, and you think your life is going to be good for it. It's not.
Listen, I just want to say, listen, you handled that really well because I've been in here the entire time they've been up, and they've been nothing but arguing with everything you got to say, bro. You handled that really well.
And I'm trying to be nice.
I ain't gonna lie though, you looked happier the other day with a shovel.
I'm trying to be nice. I try to be respectful because I want to be treated the way that people are going to treat me. But at some point, you just have to understand this monkey brain motherfucker is never going to be at the same level as me. I'm going to talk to him like me.
Yeah, but like you said, bro, you got to understand at the end of the day, doing better has nothing to do with your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Fuck your pride. Put it in the background and do what you got to do. If you don't, it's up to you. Like if you got kids and you're married, it's up to you to do what you need to.
Fur babies, I'm gonna just give me a second and I'll give you your turn.
Okay.
Y'all got me hot as hell in this fucking hoodie right now.
You need a beer.
It's bullshit how all the motherfuckers that look like me and the hosts, all the people that majority that be talking like that. I barely hear a motherfucking Asian man saying shit like that.
They don't, because the family dynamic is different. You can't go to an Asian father and be like, well, I didn't do it because this, that, and the other. They're going to say, who's hung?
And guess what? Look,
and they're going to smack the shit out of you. Like you get it done by any means necessary. These countries that we live in, y'all, we don't appreciate enough. Y'all walk outside, you got paved roads, you got buildings to live in that aren't made of fucking mud and sand. We got fucking police. We got firefighter. Anything happens to you, somebody show up to your fucking door. Back in the day, something happened to you. It's on you, bro. You're on your fucking own. Ain't nobody coming. Or they are coming. They coming on horseback.
Host, would you agree that like a lot of the black people's mindset is kind of like passed down and taught?
It's taught by the people that their granddads. My granddad didn't do this to me, bro. When my granddad saw that I was doing some shit that I wasn't supposed to do, he beat the fuck out of me. He was like, your family, your wife. My grandfather was married though. Like my grandfather was married to my grandmother, and they raised 4 children. So my granddad was a truck driver. He drove over 1 million miles on the road in his lifetime. God rest his soul. Hardworking man. My grandmother's still living in that house to this day, and it's paid off. She don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
My granddad come to me and he said, do you really think that your wife, do you really think your children, do you think anybody on this planet is going to give a fuck about the excuses you have to make for not doing what you're supposed to do? No, they're not. No. And then he's like, it sounds like you got some shit to do then. Make sure you lock the door on their way out. And he'd grab his fucking mason jar, he'd pour his fucking Milo's iced tea, and he'd go in the fucking room and he'd watch Gunsmoke. That's what he do.
Papa was a goddamn rancher. Shit.
That's like I think that's like a family kind of generational problem thing. Like you got people who come from a family where you've got, a dad or a granddad or both who's financially done shit right. They've worked right. They've gone through life the way you need to. And then you learn that from them being beneath them. Then you get people like, I'll use myself for an example, at the age of 18, I mean, really not even until in my late 20s, I didn't know jack shit about credit. I mean, I knew what a 401k was, but every time I put anything in it, I'd switch jobs at some point and I'd withdraw it. I didn't think about carry that shit over and stuff like that. And I didn't know anything about credit. Money wise, I really didn't know shit other than if I wanted something, try to save the shit up and buy it. That's all I knew. I didn't know how to set myself up to be able to get loans, to be able to do this and do that. All my vehicles came from a junkyard or they came from a buy here, pay here place because that's all I knew. Nobody taught me better. And then eventually at some point I was like, this kind of shit's getting old. I got to figure something out.
I mean, at some point you just say enough's enough, man. I'm 27.
Yeah.
I'm 27 years old. There's no reason that I shouldn't be teaching 40-year-olds any goddamn thing. Really. I shouldn't be teaching them shit. I should be sitting there shutting the fuck up and listening to everything they got to say to me. You know where I learned all my shit from? Older people that don't look anything like me.
Yeah, I
Smoking
learned
cigars at
everything
the
from
fucking cigar lounge.
I
Large
learned everything
portion
from
of them older
YouTube.
people, they like the fucking. So you like the work for yourself, get as much money as you work. A lot of them older folk that you trying to teach, they coming from the era of, oh shit, I like the security of getting my $700 a week for the last 30, 40,
That's
50
some
years.
bullshit.
I know it is. You
Oh,
know it is.
I'm comfortable. I like my job. Fuck your job, bro.
They're contempt. I'm
Like, what are we
general
talking?
manager of McDonald's.
And by the way, Zoe King, bro, your perception on marriage is skewed. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what you need to go to therapy or something, bro. Like something's wrong. I don't know if you're a man or if you're a woman. I have no idea. But your perception on marriage is a wonderful thing. He who find a wife findeth a good thing. It doesn't say he who find a thought findeth a good thing. A
Also, if you find
wife.
a bitch of a wife or a bitch of a girl, that's damn near your fault. So don't blame nobody else or the bitches that you pick.
It's the
I
people
never
that you're
like
around at the end of the day. Oh, fur babies. I'm my bad. I want to give you a chance to speak. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. So, what I wanted to say first, host, I appreciate this entire life because if it wasn't for people like you, I'm 46 years old. If it wasn't for people like you growing up in my ear, and I had enough sense to listen and take those things to heart and actually apply them, I wouldn't be where I am now. I have a home that we bought 8 years ago. My husband and I am married. 25
Congratulations.
years, 25 years together, 21 years married. But early on, we had a plan, and we had a plan that we were going to work our behinds off. We were not going to live the way that we saw things being done around us. And we never took to heart like how some of those guests were, slavery that's in the system, that's in the system that. Did we have to work harder? Yes, we did. But working harder does not mean that it's impossible. Anybody can sit around and complain. But if you are not doing anything at all to make life better for yourself and your kids, then what are you doing? We could have very well said, oh, it's hard. Oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? But we didn't. My husband has been on his job for 18 years. He makes 150 a year. But we did something with that money. And we lived within our means. We invested. We allowed that money to make us more money. But unless a person can humble themselves and listen, and I look just like you. I look just like everybody on this panel, but I never made an excuse. I didn't want my son to say, well, this is all that I can do. I didn't want that for him. And so before we had him, he's going on 13 years old. Before we had him, we made sure things were right. But unless a person actually wants better for themselves and is ready to put in that work, it's never going to change. And it's so frustrating. You have so many excuses. Put that same energy into doing something
That's
that's going to
all
be
I'm.
good
That's
for you and
all
your
I'm
family.
saying. That's all I'm saying. If
Yes.
he had that same energy about coming up here and fucking arguing about shit that he had for making sure that his daughter was straight, then we'd be okay.
Yes. I
See,
was so
that's where
determined.
I have to disagree with you, man.
you can you
Oh
could have
my
the energy to you could do all you want to build wealth and still not you don't have to like ignore the systemic issues that's around you as well. Like, you can still start a business, build wealth, get IRAs, do
So
things for
am I the
your
issue?
children, et cetera, et cetera. You could do all of that and still recognize the issues that are around you.
But
And
yeah,
so am
hold on,
I
real
didn't
quick.
know. I did not know that Chris was up here. Let me open up a new roll of Zens.
Hey Chris, so yeah, you're right. There are fucking problems in like the society. There is problems with the pay compared to the living
Mr.
wage and all
Shearman.
that. You're absolutely right. They should be paying a little bit more around the places, or at least just lowering the prices.
I'm not talking about like just people getting paid. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh
But
well, you said that there you can't not acknowledge
But
the problems.
I don't. It's not about me not acknowledging it. We can't just sit here and say that slavery didn't happen.
Figure
We
something
can't sit
out.
here and say that Black Wall Street didn't happen. Like, we can't sit here and make it seem like we've always been treated fairly in this country. That would
That's
be
not what. Yeah,
idiotic.
no. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
What are
I
you gonna do about
understand
it?
all that stuff happened, but at least I'm trying to do something about it so that my children don't have to worry about those problems and those issues.
well,
Bro,
that's yeah. See,
I've seen these black kids in these private schools. I know the difference between a black person. I know what kind of parents you have by just talking to you.
I know the difference between a black and a nigger. Excuse my French. Sorry.
I mean, like, I just
Just
and
be honest.
Chris, you're a little better off than a lot of other people are. And I acknowledge that. But and I hope everything's going good with the company that you're starting to. But
yeah, it's good.
fantastic. But like, even when you've came on here, there's things that you've learned by being up here, and you don't agree with everything that I say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's the point though. Like, I think that I'm making is like you don't have to agree on everything,
No.
right? Like you have your way of you have your way you think things should be done, and it's working for you. And somebody else may have another way that they're doing things, right? And it may be working for them. Um, but I guess the thing that it seems like again, I wasn't here for the full conversation, so I can't speak 100% on it.
I
But
already know somebody's clipping my crash out and putting it on YouTube, so it's over now. It is what it is.
uh, but it just seemed like there was a lot of assumptions being made from the way it looked like to me, and that you can't do both, or that you can only do one or the other. Like you
Well,
can't.
I don't think complaining about systemic issues is going to build any generational wealth for anybody.
And Chris, there wasn't assumptions being made.
I was making
We
assumptions because
just
he wouldn't answer any questions. What else
right,
am I
right.
supposed to do?
But that was different. You was trying to ascertain what he knew, so that way you can tell him about what he doesn't know. But he was acting like he didn't know anything, and SK was just trying to argue with everything about you, saying, "Yo, you're not
Well,
worried
SK
about
was playing
systemic
devil's
issues."
advocate, and I'm not. That's fine because all that does is let me concrete in what my beliefs are when you play devil's advocate. I have no problem with that. But if I'm
Right,
asking
but
you, like you said, the guy said he had a kid at 19 years old. Most people aren't making enough money to take care of a kid at 19 years old. That's irresponsible.
oh, 100%.
So I mean, like it's I just
At the kid at 19.
I'm just a little tired of I'm just a little peeved off, right? Posterior peeve, which is another way of saying butt hurt, right? I'm a little peeved off that the people that look like me that are older, it's like it's like trying to find gold in a pile of shit to find somebody that like can teach you stuff. Why am I always the one teaching them? Why do I know this information and they don't? But
And
the answer is because I care about it and they don't. But they know all this other shit though. They know how much it costs in order to pay for their car every month that they can't fucking afford. They know how much those shoes cost. Black people, even in the barbershop, bro, black people look at me and they're like, you got an 850 credit score, bro. I've never seen that shoe brand in my life. And I'm like, that's because I don't give a fuck about shoes. I don't care. I don't care about shoes. You're in here renting a seat from the man that's been cutting my hair since I was a child. I've seen this man grow from renting a chair like you are to owning this business. And I bet you not one time have you asked him how you can own a business on your fucking own. But you worried about fucking shoes? Are you fucking kidding me?
That materialism, man.
If we
Yeah,
knew
it
about,
really
if
is.
we knew as much about shoes and guns and all that, these motherfuckers know all that shit about how to change a slide, the new Glocks, the new shoes, the new joints. Half of these motherfuckers don't even know how to damn jump start a car, change a tire.
That ain't even a real chain, bro. That's not even real gold, but my real estate's real.
Right.
My businesses are real. My employees are real. The
What
money in
about
my bank account is real. And
the money?
I hate doing the band for band thing. I do think that that's like deplorable. I do it on here because there's a brand risk with it. Somebody comes up here and they hear what I have to say and they hear the way I speak and then they don't see any money behind it. I have to defend myself when it comes to that so that people don't, leave and just think that I'm just some fucking hack. But at the same time, like I come up here and give people the knowledge and the information they need in order to significantly change their lives. If they would just take it and run with it, they would be better. But instead, they want to run with excuses. Like, don't y'all think there's a
Well,
reason I chose No Excuses podcast for the name of the show? Like, there's a reason for everything.
and that's what I was about to say. I noticed that about that because with you and you also got the consultant shit still going, right?
Yes, I do.
So basically, I don't know if a lot of people fucking realize this, but life, truth be told, it ain't that hard. It's just come down to the fucking sacrifices that you willing to give up on the fucking worldly materialistic shit. If you gotta stop smoking that green, if you gotta start picking up a black to save a
Nah, they don't want to.
dollar,
They don't want to do none of that.
that's what I'm saying. If you want to stop getting the new pair of shoes and put that 300, 200 into something else, bro. But you motherfucker,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, bro. Like
Add to
it's
that.
it's not hard to see how some people spend their money. Like Original was on here. It don't take you nothing but like 15 seconds to go on his page and see how he spends his money. Bro got brand new sneaks on, name brand jeans, name brand shirt. Like we know where your extra money is going to. But when the host asks you, "Do you know what a UTMA is?" and you don't even know what that is, or you don't know none of the shit he's talking about, but you want to argue saying you don't need this information from him, bro.
It's
Clearly
just a
you do.
pride thing, man. It's all that is pride.
He literally
And
said
my
pride
whole
Right.
is
thing is,
worth
who
of
are
all.
you trying to impress? Like who? Don't worry
I'm
about
not
fucking
fucking.
impressing me.
But pride will
Fucking
keep you
like
broker than anything else.
that's the
Like pride will
thing,
keep you
man.
broke.
That's the thing, bro. Like the pride will keep you broke. Pride cometh before fall, bro. And the fall is coming. Like I talked yesterday about how Amazon's replacing 600,000 jobs with fucking robots. And I got a whole bunch of DMs and it was like, I think it's pretty shitty that you're laughing that these people are losing their jobs. And I'm like, listen, man, we're talking about people that were surrounding their management inside of their job, screaming, cussing, yelling at their management because they don't like the work that they fucking do and how much they get paid to do it. But they accepted the job though. So now they're saying, fuck that, we'll replace you guys with robots and nobody will have a fucking job. But I'm gonna keep my money though.
I've worked here for 30 years. You know the position I got up here at UPS, motherfucker. That is not a flex. What are you talking about?
I don't know what else is gonna like. I really hate to say it, but I think it's going to take a drastic situation happening to people for them to realize that things in their life need to change. And my name is drastic situation.
If I can add to that, I would like to say like sometimes something is so strongly entrenched inside of people. And like you just said, it's definitely going to take something drastic because when you've been taught something for so long, that's not that's not where the entrenchment comes in. It's when you start living it. It's once you become an adult and you hold on to those things. It's once you see what the world is really like, but you are so dead set on living whatever has been taught to you, ingrained in you. If that makes sense. And to go a little further, that's why your village matters. Your village definitely matters because if everyone around you is thinking the same thing, it's not wrong. If everyone around you is encouraging you to carry yourself in that same manner, then it's not wrong. And so when you come on a live like this, it's stupidity or it's ignorant or you a slave or you a bootlicker. It doesn't make sense. And then they pass that down to theirs and then to theirs and to theirs. It's like a never ending story.
Anybody that wants to learn anything about I just got a message. Anybody that wants to learn anything about UTMAs if they don't have that for their children or anything like that, If you want to learn about the different accounts that you can get into in order to build wealth for yourself and for your children, you can text that number that's up there, and like that shit's free. I mean, I'll tell you about that. If you
I
want to book
did.
if you want to book a consultation, that's going to cost money.
I
If you want
did.
to start a business and you want it to be set up correctly, or if you are an employee and you want a career plan to get into a higher paying job, that's going to cost money because it costs time. But I mean, dude, like at some point we got to get like, and they don't like the reason that guy was talking about compassion and all that other bullshit. People like that don't like it when you hold them responsible. So they say, "Oh, you're holding me. Oh, he's holding me responsible. I gotta say something. Oh, you're mean. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care. I
Well,
don't
what if
care
the
if I'm mean."
compassion's not towards them though?
Y'all worry
It
about the
could be towards
delivery, not
them.
the message.
What'd you say,
It could be towards
Chris?
other people.
What could be towards other people?
Like the compassion could be towards other people, not them. Like it doesn't matter how much
That's what I
money I
was
make.
saying. Like, it's not always like that guy thought that I was just trying to grill him about the shit that he didn't know. It's really not about that. Like, it was for the 100 people that have come, the over 100 people that have come in here. There's been 2,000 people that have came through this live. Most of them said, I'd rather go argue with people. There's no argument to be had, man. You're either gonna build it or you're not. And I'm telling y'all, bro, I've seen the fucking factories. They're turning all of this shit over to robots. If you
But
don't become more valuable, it's going to get real fucked up for you. And it's not going to happen slow. It's going to happen quickly.
but it's like at what was SK was saying. Honesty without compassion is cruelty. No, honesty without compassion is still honesty. Honesty hurts. Like if you're telling people how they're doing dumb shit that's making them broke, at that point you just got to self-analyze. Am I doing dumb shit that's going to make me broke? Like, okay, he's telling me the truth. It hurts, but he's telling me the truth. Like, get that compassion shit out of the way. Compassion is not going to, it's just going to soften the blow to make you feel like, oh, you're not all the way at fault. No, you make your personal choices, you make your personal decisions. Whether you get somewhere or not, it's up to your personal decisions. It's not up to whether someone's being compassionate to you. It's up to your own personal choice. You got to make a decision to get where you want to go.
Yeah, no
But
Obstacles
excuse.
and other people's
somebody
opinions be damned.
somebody in the somebody
Some
inside
things
of the
could
chat said that that's everybody's job, even yours. It's not my job. I'm the business owner. I'm still going to make money. It's different. I don't work for anybody else. I work for myself. Now, am I saying that you have to work for yourself in order to shield yourself from this? No, but I am saying that you have to learn how to become more valuable than the replacement. And that's just competition. If you don't like that, then you're probably already fucking up anyway. Now you're not competing against another human being, you're competing against the fucking machine, you're competing against the oil and the hydraulic fluid.
Can I say something? I know I promised I wouldn't talk.
What's up, Doug?
What's up, everybody? If it's all right, man, I just want to let you know also, like people are looking at advertisements as knowledge. There's a lot of like everything you find on the internet is there for a reason. Like people pay to be there, right? Nobody's giving away stuff free on a website. It's all to gather you in a funnel to bring you down to where they are, right? So that they can charge you, and they should, but you can't just take tidbits of information from here, from AI, and then expect to know everything about it. Like you have to go and have the conversations on an intimate level with people. We talked about before about the loans from the banks, and just investments in as a whole, right? And I spoke to a lady who came up to me. She was on one of my podcasts. Went back when I used to do that, and she was saying, "Hey, I'm going to meet with these investors about some tiny homes tomorrow. Here's my story, blah blah blah." And I said, "You have those 2 minutes to tell them how it's profitable for them. They don't care about your story. It's just like Shark Tank. You go up there, you show the product, show how it works, show how they can make money, and then
An
once they
elevator
see
speech.
once they see how it can make money, then they'll bring you in the back room and see who they're working with. Okay, now tell me about you. But you got to make it to the back room. You can't be out here whining about the story all the time. Oh, my slave grandma told me this, and I got to honor her name. Honoring her name would be jumping in the game, getting started, and getting somewhere. Not sitting on the porch drinking iced tea with her. That's not going to do it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm supposed to ask a question after that. How you guys feel about that, man? I mean, honestly, it's I come in here and sometimes I'm with it, and sometimes I'm like, oh God, not this again. With people who come up and they're acting wild, and it's just like down in the chat, we'll do the same thing, but it's the mindset. I always harp on this. Like the mindset's got to change. There are people out there doing it. When I joined the Marine Corps, I'm going to go into when I was homeless also, because people are like, oh yeah, you can't do this, blah blah blah. I didn't get any government handouts or anything like that. I was homeless one day. I was working a job, being homeless, friggin' showering in the bathroom, right? And then later they found out 3-4 days later, right? I lost the fucking job. They're like, hey man, you can't do that. So I'm gonna find a place to crash. I found some people to hang out with. So hey, look, I need a shower. I need to so on and so forth. Slept on somebody's couch. That's the whole roommate idea he's talking about. You got to get in. You got to be honest with yourself about where you are in your situation, right? And be honest. Drown out everything else. You got to have blinders on, right? Like Cali Bud said, I'm blind to you haters. Everybody out there is trying to get it for themselves. Even if you think they're in it for you, they're not. You got to be about yourself. And no one's gonna root for you except for you. All of that shit is advertisement, man. All of it. Chicks walking around, dudes walking around with cars, whatever. It's all advertisement to get you in their circle to see what they can get from you. Once you realize that and you change that mindset, you'll find out who you can build with. Then maybe you'll sit in this live and you'll listen. The man's not asking you for shit. On here 4 or 5 hours out of the 24-hour day. Has companies to run. And yeah, they run themselves. So like me, for example, like I built my business that I can be in here doing this, and my business is still running.
Yep.
Hello, myself.
We
Hey Jade, how
unfortunately, I
you
think
doing?
we have the unfortunate experience of being Americans. And Americans, we don't do anything until the water's already boiling and it's too late and we're cooked. But we're already struggling. And like you say, like he's saying, everything's about to be automated real fast. I know a lot of, I kind of work in the industry where they kind of tell you, oh no, the AI is not gonna replace you guys for a few years. When we know that they're actively listening to our voices, recording us, hearing how we articulate, hearing how we empathize, and it's computer learning. They're scraping our our information, and it's all proprietary. So like you said, it's gonna come, it's gonna hit you, and those menial jobs will be meaningless one day. They won't mean anything, and you're gonna have to figure out how to make yourself more valuable. And I think absolutely the way is, like he said, investing in yourself, finding a way to own businesses and just be more productive. But of course, a lot of us are not willing to do that work because we're just used to being consumers and being the individual who is consuming constantly. And to be a producer requires a certain level of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Jade, go ahead.
First of all, I really appreciate this live. I am also a licensed mortgage loan officer, but I'm also a licensed real estate broker and I'm a licensed insurance broker. And I was also a teacher. And most of those careers you can become by getting on the internet, taking, I don't know if it's a 6 or 12-week course, and passing a test. And right there, that's your business. I really wanted to speak to the other two gentlemen. I also wanted to talk about a particular experience. I have 3 children. One is a male. He's in his 30s. He did not do that well in high school. I'm going to say he made less than $50,000. He probably made less than $45,000. And someone came to me, one of my clients said, hey, my landlord is selling their house. Went to the house, looked at it. I wrote the contract up, put down $6,000. That's what we're talking about. I don't think people understand $6,000 on a $130,000 house. Bought the house, fixed it up, and then we tried to rent it out. People came, and my son was there looking at these people and saying, why do they want to live here? I said, I don't think you understand. They don't have any money, and this is the best they can do. And these were people who were in their 60s, African Americans, a lot of them. And this whole experience changed his life. He said, oh no, That is not going to be me. He became a good landlord. So on a $130,000 investment, no, excuse me, I'm sorry, $6,000 investment. One side is paying $1,600 and the other is paying $1,400. He's making $3,000 a month. I think that you were helping those two men. Sometimes people are very negative. They say no, no, no. But if you keep talking to them and, they're going to change. They will change. So when people say that you
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
not
it,
gonna
do
be
it.
it's not gonna be while they're on here, but I guarantee you that
Right.
guy that left, I guarantee you he's gonna look up what a UTMA is when he gets home.
Mhm.
It's gonna be when they
Yeah.
lay their head down at night.
Right. Don't expect it to happen right now. And that's how sometimes the students were in the school system. But they told us that you're not teaching them now. You're teaching them for 20 years from now. That's what education is about. So I do think that what you're saying is effective, it's impactful. I'm on here, we own about 4 houses, and I'm on here to learn more about crypto or whatever you can offer me. So my ears and heart is wide open.
Yeah, do you have a 401k or a Roth IRA or anything?
My husband does, yes.
Okay.
I'm married. My husband does.
And you
My
guys
husband
have
does,
real
yes.
estate, right?
We own, and this is another thing. Most of the real estate, we lost property, so you have to be prepared to fail. 2008 was bad for everybody. Everybody was losing houses. Everybody, and not only that, were we all losing houses, you couldn't even go to the attorneys. They didn't know what to do, and some of the attorneys ended up in schemes and they ended up going to jail. So yes, we have 4 houses, but probably 4 of them came from 2017, 2017, 2020, 2022, and we owed one from 2005. But we've always owned houses. There are people, I'll tell you, that they have never owned houses, nor anyone in their family, from slavery. They've just never owned houses. And my husband has done probably over 800. He's probably done over 800 people and put them in homes. He goes out and does seminars. There literally is a loan out right now, not a loan, excuse me, a down payment assistance program just for African Americans. And we're trying to tell people, but the reason why they're just for African Americans is because a bank got sued. And part of the remedy was that they had to give out down payment assistance programs. And you're talking about 30, 40, a lot of money. So I really implore people to listen, pick up a phone, and find out what's going on in their community. And I do recommend going to an African American professional. They probably would know more than maybe a general realtor or mortgage loan officer.
So you do have real estate property?
Yeah, we got 4 houses. Yeah.
Right. Are any of them multifamilies or are they all single family homes?
No, we've got. I'm renovating. And, oh, that's the other thing. Doing renovations. I've got 2 multis and 2 singles. 2 singles. And another child lives in another one of the houses. We got 4 properties. Yes, they're over $2 million. Yes.
Okay. Um, Fantastic. So when it comes to like crypto and stuff like that, I'm not the
Mhm.
person to talk to about that because I'd rather get into something that's going to pay me more than that. Something that's not as volatile.
I'll say one more thing. Excuse me. The other thing which is the secret in mortgages, when we take a 2-family house, we take the second income, we take the second apartment. So if that second apartment is $1,500 a month, we take 75% of that and put it on your income, on the borrower's income.
Yep.
I don't know if people understand how we're getting people into
That's
houses.
why I tell people that it's easier to buy multifamily homes than it is to buy single family homes because they use the rent
Absolutely.
rolls from the occupied property to
Right.
as qualified income towards the loan. So I mean it's
Absolutely.
that's what I talk about on here. But
Yeah.
guys, thank y'all so much for getting us to 55,000 likes, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um Also, man, we've only had 6 people follow the channel and there's 60 of y'all in here. Follow the channel if you guys like the content. Follow the channel if you guys want to learn more. Okay. It definitely helps the channel out. We're trying to get to 19,000 followers as well. So and share the live, man. Share the live to somebody that you think needs to see this. Everybody got somebody that ain't doing shit, so you might as well go ahead and share it. Okay. Anywho, let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say on that topic today, man. Because this shit is like, eventually, you guys are gonna. Eventually, you're gonna get it. Eventually, it's gonna concrete itself in your mind, and you're gonna realize that, oh, that crazy black guy wasn't talking a bunch of nonsense on there. He was actually telling the truth. And there's job. By the way, guys, there are jobs that you can do that are, that shields you from the whole like AI thing, right? Shields you from the whole robot thing. There's definitely jobs that you can do. You just gotta. I mean, I could tell you something like doing high ticket sales is always good. They're always gonna need people to do that. Software engineering is a good one. Plumbing, HVAC, welding, industrial trades, stuff like that. Freight brokering, logistics, graphic design, video editing, electrician, solar installation, CNC machining. There's a whole bunch of shit you can do. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff that like these, and those are skills that are so valuable that politicians can't really cancel them, right? And that's what I was talking about in the context of the conversation. The wealthy people in the country don't panic during shutdowns because they've already built skills so valuable that no policy or piece of paper can cancel their income. And that stuff's very, very important. So, guys, if you want to book a consultation with us, go ahead and text the number 256-857-2204. You're more than welcome to book a consultation with us so we can go ahead and get your business or your life on track. If you want to learn about the different accounts that you can get into to benefit your children and benefit your lineage, then we'll talk about that as well. Other than that, that's really all I had. R- Gerald Riviera, hello.
Hey, I'm sorry. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I was listening to the whole cast, and it's amazing what you know, and it's amazing what people don't know. I have been stuck in the hospital for the past, I want to say, 7 weeks, and now I'm learning everything about AI for businesses, and I'm actually creating an AI sales bot. So I think in my mind I'm ahead of the curve, only because I have a whole hell of of a lot of time to learn AI and how it works. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't really know the intricacies of your bit. So you say you're doing an AI sales bot, you said?
Yes. Okay. So I see a lot of advertisement online about sales bots. I mean, bots, phone bots that can make appointments, and I think that's just stupid. My bot will actually pick up the phone, tell people about your business, ask for the sale, handle objections, and then when they're ready to buy, walk them through the sales process on that first call. So I'm working on that. I intend to launch it on the first of the new year. Just want to get all the bugs out and make sure that it's running properly before I do that. So that's what I'm going for right now.
Okay, dope. I mean, do you have any questions about it?
No, I just wanted to ask your opinion on do you think AI is the actual future, and because you're more of a blue collared kind of teaching people how to be that guy, and I'm so not blue collared because I'm here. I lost my leg, so I can't be really blue collared as much as I would want to.
Well, I don't just tell people about like that's the fields that I'm in, but I don't just tell people about blue collar stuff. You know, we get into all different kinds of stuff. But yeah, man, AI's evolving pretty fast. AI, it's not coming for everyone, but it's coming for everybody that's going to refuse to evolve. Okay, and I'm going to
Correct.
say that again. AI is not coming for everybody. It's coming for people that are refusing to evolve. So, people keep saying AI is the future and, it's like some alien invasion or some shit, but it's not. It's just the next tool in the toolbox, the same way that the internet was, the same way that electricity was. Like the people who win with AI are like not really going to be the ones that are scared of it. The people that win are going to be the ones that learn it, own it, and, monetize it like you are. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
that's good, man. Congrats. I wish you the best of luck on that.
Yeah, and you have a wealth of knowledge, man, and I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna try to get on your cast every time you do it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, guys. I got to head up on out of here. Guys, make sure this entire live is going to be posted on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube. It's at No Excuses Podcast Official. On YouTube, the entire rerun of the live is going to be posted on there unedited. There's probably going to be some clips we're going to clip up and post as well from there, but the entire unedited clip, or the entire unedited show, all 3 hours of it, is going to be on the YouTube. Okay, a lot of you guys have been saying that you guys want me to do that, so I am doing it. There are going to be clips from there that are going to be posted on TikTok, Instagram as well. So I mean, he said the Phoenix crash out will be saved. Look, man, I'm just at this point, I'm just tired of it. Tired of it. Either you want to change or you don't. And I think history is going to remember the ones that change more than anything. Okay. Other than that, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something while you were here. If not, then I hope that you were entertained by the BS or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to head out. Okay. You guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Be good. Oh, and like I always say, don't forget, I'll see you at the top because the bottom's crowded. Peace, man. We're out. See ya.
Bitch tryna get wiped, but my dick, she can't get up. Fuck about a dot, if you want it, we can get up. Walk down on the boat, but a take have to get up. Bitch for my root, when she walk, she can't get it nut. Jumpin' no soup, chopper cook, but cut this shit up. I don't want no love, bitch, I'm tryna fit a nut. Now I pull it blue blood, bitch, yeah, they cripped up. But I don't want my blood, swear to God, we gon' rip some. I'm a world rat, if I want it, I'ma get some. Got my fingerprints on some hollow to shawty left some. Talk about buying that shit. We gon' lead some, fuck shooting one time, yeah, we gon' rip some. She drinks lemonade, I drink Lipton, juice, orange in it, man. Come and get some, put the thooker down, pussy bitch, put your business dope. Call up D-E-I-B, we might have to keep some. Lemonade, I drink Lipton, she drinks lemonade, I drink Lipton, chop